Hey, Charlie, can we have another station?
You got it.
The Immortal Classic, followed by the big giveaway at 9. Brought to you by...
Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
All right, all right. 8 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 8 more days till Halloween. Exploding heads. Bam.
Hum, Brandon, hum.
Yeah, hum.
Look what he does. Look at his camera when he does that.
He's doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
He's blowing. Yeah, he's blowing Black Phillip.
Like Philip is
Okay.
getting some.
It's not on purpose. I just have to put my whole body into it.
And there we have it. You've heard Brandon. You've heard Christian. I'm Dave Z. We have a very special guest tonight. 2 shows in a row. It's not the same guest, but 2 shows in a row we have a very special guest. And I got to tell you, this I'm so happy. Even though we've talked about this before, we just can't stop talking about this movie enough. But, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, for your listening pleasure, we have the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, my stromie, my homie, my banana bro, Mr. Matt Wazell. What the fuck is up, Wazell?
Dave, shut up. Hold on. It's getting late. And I can use a drink. What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very excited.
We are too. Banana
Yes.
bro.
Yeah, that's not as sexual as it sounds. Or is it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great line for the. It's getting late and I need a drink.
That's it, man.
Love it.
That's Dan Cello style. Can't beat it. Awesome.
Right? Miller time.
So, guys, Matt is here. So now I want to tell you guys specifically, Brandon and Christian. We started this Banana Laser show, about 3 years ago. I'd say we might have even been recording a Halloween show, maybe even Halloween 3. Who knows? Either way, we started this show, and I think it's time that you guys realize that none of this would be possible if it wasn't for Matt. Because if we didn't hit it off so well right at the beginning, and let's say we failed and we just didn't have a good vibe and didn't feel right, there would be no podcasts. There would have been nothing. We would have been out of it in a short time, and there never would have been an exploding head. So, Matt, I think you guys owe Matt something.
Yeah.
Hang on. I can't take all the credit. You're forgetting about Dirty Bay Horror, which we both started on. We're on 1 to 2 episodes. Go look it up. It's a great horror podcast.
Dirty Bay Horror?
Oh, yeah. It sounds as filthy as it is.
Well, Matt, I thank you for TGIF 13 because according to Dave, without you, I wouldn't have had that show either.
Well, great.
Wait, is that show still on?
Yeah. It is.
I didn't know.
But you're right. There would be no exploding heads. Dave wouldn't have reached out to me. I'm like, who's this Dave guy? Even though it was on Horror Podcast Central, everything like that. He reached out. He's like, hey, man, I'm thinking of starting a new show. And I'm like, well, and then he gave me a bit of history. He's like, I'm on Banana Laser. I'm like, Banana Laser? And I listened. I'm like, why haven't I heard of this before? Because quite frankly, it was one of the best produced shows that I was shocked that I hadn't come across before then, to be honest.
Well, we're on the 5th tier show, our podcast, so it's really hard to get out there.
It's true.
Yeah, well, like Dave puts it, if we work really hard, one day we're going to be a real shitty podcast. But I do want to thank Matt as well. But honestly, Dave, how come you haven't brought any of these production skills over to Exploding Heads? 3 years? Were you paying attention?
No. No, I pay attention to the movies. I take the most notes. I write jokes. I try to at least, and that's where the expertise ends for me.
Oh, so you wrote a joke for tonight? You gonna say something funny tonight? Nice.
Yeah, I am gonna say something funny. Yeah,
Cool.
Just not right now because I can't find
Another treat for another first time for the listeners.
Yeah, thank you. It's in my notes. And I haven't got to that part of the show yet. So when we get...
And should we tell the listeners that this isn't actually Matt guest starring? This is his audition for Christian's job?
Oh. Why is the revolving door coming to me now?
Oh, I'm kidding. You don't have to audition for it. You got it.
Yes.
Be more Canadian.
Can we just kick him out now?
Yeah. Adios. Continue
thanks,
recording
Rich.
on your own.
This is what it's all about, guys.
Oh, he's better than me. He's even more Canadian than I am.
Well, I mean,
Wait, how's your Jerseyan accent?
Nope.
This is it. Yeah, this is the best I can do.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, sorry.
Guess we're keeping Brandon.
Yeah, well, Brandon can do the hums. He's, as long as he can do the hum, he's here for hummers.
Love a good Hummer.
I give great hummers.
Oh my Lord.
Whew, well, Black Phillip would know. And, yeah, Halloween 3. We're going to talk a lot about Halloween 3 tonight. Not right away, of course, but that's our feature review. We're kind of excited about it. We're going to talk about our top 10 Part 3 movies. And a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And we're going to get right to it. I do want to say something right off the bat. We have a new sponsor. And this is actually not a joke. Usually it's a joke when I say this.
I still don't believe you.
I'm telling you, this is a real sponsor. It's Horror Pack, okay? And Horror Pack is where you go and you sign up and you get movies sent to your house. You can get a DVD pack or a Blu-ray pack.
I just bought the October horror pack.
So you bought it before. You have already missed out on your discount. See, you could have got a discount.
I bought it because of the Voorhees coupon for $3 off for this month. I thought maybe some Friday the 13th stuff will be in there.
Oh, you got $3 off?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's all we were gonna get anyway by signing with us. Okay, so
That's what everyone gets off. They're all over the place.
What do you mean, everyone? Just for nothing, you
They're
guys?
all over Facebook. $3 off coupons.
Well, damn it. It doesn't matter. Well, maybe you get $6 off if you use our code. Because you use a code, you have to go and you got to type in the code. See?
Type in the code, Brandon.
Laugh it up. Okay, I'll just say it real quick. Horrorpack.com, or no, horrorpack/go/exploding heads. That's what you do, and you get $3 off your first subscription for the first month. And then you take it from there, and that helps us out. We might actually make a penny off of something here. So,
So
Yes.
it's a so you buy DVDs. I'm sorry, I'm still a little confused on what they offer.
yeah, you either sign up for a DVD pack or a Blu-ray, and I want to say the prices are $19.99 or $24.99, but you get four.
Yep, that's what they are. 4
Wow.
DVDs or 4 Blu-rays. And each pack is different, so some people can do both. They could do the DVD and the Blu-ray pack and not get the same movies.
So it's like Columbia
That's
House.
cool.
Yeah, I did the October one, and I spent $21.99, got the $3 off, and gonna get four Blu-rays. Take a chance, see what comes, and
Did you put a code in?
the code was Voorhees. That's why I did it, because it said a special edition for October, and it said the code is Voorhees. Like, if it's not something Friday the 13th, I'm gonna be a little upset.
That's
I
going to
think-
be all Michael Myers bullshit. Jesus.
It is October. Wait, what if you want New Blood? If it's not New Blood, you're going to get upset, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe they'll get
Is
like
that-
the
I
work
only own
print.
part 1, so I'll take any of
Yeah,
them.
the work print would be nice. They'll probably send him that fucking horn that was pushing that girl's eye.
Yeah.
They never made the cut. That's it. He'll get the horn.
I like that kill.
It's a great kill.
Yeah, well.
Honk.
Happy fucking birthday. Yeah, too bad you can't see it. But anyway, yeah, the work print would be nice. Brandon, if we ever get the work print, I'll give that movie its due. How's that?
Okay.
Me too.
Still
All
better
right.
than 6.
Oh, that goes.
No. It's crazy talk. Speaking of Friday the 13th, though, take a drink, everybody.
We
We got the
go.
news of the game. Dave, that should be right up your alley. Single player mode.
Yes.
Yes, finally.
Yes.
Yes, that is a clappable moment.
Yeah.
Yes, thank God. Because I'm not about to play online with motherfuckers that are going to be better than me.
Right? Well, I just don't want to deal with fucking people. That's all there is to it.
Howard Hughes over here, the podcasting world, pissing in jars.
His nails, you should see his nails, how long they're getting.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. No, but here's my question to you guys. Did I miss out now? Because I know people that are getting it, they hopped on right away. Like I know, Matt, you paid for it right away, correct? The game?
Yeah, I waited a couple months into its, whatever it is, Kickstarter campaign. But yeah, I just paid the bare bones, get the game, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, now, because I didn't do it, because I knew right off the bat they were saying that it was not single play, so I didn't do it. So now this good news comes out that it can be single play, or it's going to be. But am I shit out of luck now because I didn't hop on at the beginning?
No.
No,
That just meant you got like early release shit and stuff. Like the game,
Yeah.
I think, is now scheduled for sometime in 2017. Most likely October 13th.
In a year. Yeah, probably.
Okay, well, then I'll buy it. Well, let me tell you something. By the fucking way, what did we talk about last week? Have you heard the other news that Halloween, they don't know what the fuck they're doing with this Halloween movie now, again.
They should remake this one. The one we're gonna be
Either
talking
that or
about
a
tonight.
sequel.
Or a crossover.
com-
A crossover.
Sequel.
It's not coming out. It's what I've been telling. It's what I've been saying. It's not going to happen. Now the newest thing is they can't settle on the director. There's like between 3 and 5 directors or something like that, and they don't know which one to pick. It just seems like
I'll do it.
bullshit. You want to do it?
Yeah, why not?
It's Flanagan.
Flanagan was rumored, like everything else, rumored. Bottom line is, it's the same shit. When this Halloween movie comes, I'll believe it. Until then, I don't
I'll
think it's
believe it
happening.
when I see it. I don't watch trailers.
That's right.
Well, it's very frustrating. I mean, when they put out shit like Resurrection and whatnot, you figure, why can't they get something out? Like they can't. I mean, at this point, a direct sequel to Zombies 1 and 2 makes sense. Almost. It doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to direct it. I'm just saying, continue it from there. Michael Lives. Continue.
Don't
Guys, you don't want a sequel like that last Hellraiser sequel, right? They obviously put that out in 2 weeks just to contain the rights or whatever. You don't want that bad.
No.
A couple of those last few Hellraisers have been pretty horrible.
Oh, yeah, most of them are terrible, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. Never mind.
But still, Hellraiser isn't a slasher.
Let's
There's
use
a little
something
more-
different. Leprechaun.
more
Let's use
going on.
Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Yeah, man loves
that last
that.
Leprechaun movie. Ugh. Stinker.
I've never seen a minute of any Leprechaun movie.
I'd rather watch Gnome Alone again.
I went to see the first one in the theater.
Yeah?
That's when I went to see every horror movie. I wanted to support horror so badly. Any movie horror film that came to the theater, I went to see. And,
man.
yeah, well, at that point, I had a lot of free time, and it felt like I had more money, even though I was making nothing at the time. I guess it all went to going to see movies.
Well, now is the
Miss
time.
those days.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, that's no joke. I support everything I can now. I go to the movies a bunch, and that's the way to be. But, dude, I've had it. There's not going to be a Halloween. And if you put just something out, I mean, a Hellraiser is a lot more in depth than a slasher. There's so much going on in Hellraiser. I mean, it's you know what I mean? It isn't as simple as getting teenagers in an area like Crystal Lake or Haddonfield and whacking them. That's why Hellraiser you can't do that with. But a slasher movie, come on, man.
I think they're thinking too hard about it. When you hear,
Yeah.
you're attached to the new Halloween, they feel like they have to reinvent it. Just go back to the old formula that worked.
Yeah, people are going to complain one way or the other. Because then they're going to be like, they didn't do anything different. And then
It doesn't
you're like,
need anything
well,
different. It needs to go back to what made it great. in the
You're saying
beginning.
that. I agree. I've been
Yeah.
saying that for Friday the 13th for the longest time. That's why I like the remake.
I like
thought
it, exactly.
The remake,
was very,
did it fine, and they could just, if they wanted to do another one, just continue with that one. I don't know what they're thinking there. They could have blood on the snow, Dave. I mean, it just
Blood on the
could've-
snow.
training, counselor training camp. They're training during the wintertime because why would you be training counselors in the summer when they need to be working?
Maybe they're training in the spring.
Yeah, well, in the fall, in the winter, so we have the snow.
You want snow.
I think they should build off the whole weed farm aspect and have him start killing a bunch of weed heads.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Leave them alone. What do you mean? Kill the cokeheads or something.
Weed
Kill the
heads.
drunks. Leave the weed heads alone, man. You know, shit. They're not bothering nobody. But anyway, I don't know. There's one more thing I want to mention about the show. And I mentioned them before, the Horror Amino app that I've talked about before. That you can get it on the iTunes store. You can get it in the Google Play. It's an app in there. There's a gentleman there, one of the moderators, goes by the name of Nando. And he has given us, what's the word I'm looking for?
Chlamydia?
No. Nope, not chlamydia.
Finger in the ass?
Kickbacks?
Close. They feel good. No, he's given us. He's given us
anal warts.
No,
hey, those
no.
do not feel good, okay? Let's not joke about that, guys.
Yeah, come on now, anal warts. Well, we've been given the celebrity treatment. We're exploding heads. Where when we release a new show, we're getting promoted to top of the page. So there's 80,000 plus people on there. So let's make it some more. Yeah. So every time our new show drops, we get a little bit of help, and I'm helping them here to the best I can by.
I really wish you would
them.
have told me this before the anal warts joke.
Yeah. That's it. We just lost 40,000 of them.
Yeah, what's that app? What's that app called that's sponsored by Anal Warts again?
Hey, if they don't have a sense of humor, then we don't want nothing to do with them anyway. So
Yeah.
that's right. We're not selling out here. That's just the way it is. So yeah, Horror Amino. Check them out, and thanks again, Nando. And yeah, get on that shit, dude.
Thanks, Nando. Nando Carizian. That is his name, right?
Of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Look out for that Sarlacc pit, you son of a bitch.
Exactly. Okay, guys, we don't have any. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We have one email this week, but it has to do with BC sending his top 10 part 3s. So
Nice.
we're going to read that later. We do have some voicemails, so I'm gonna get right to them.
Whoa.
And while
Long-winded voicemails?
I don't think so. I don't.
So Steve Carpenter didn't call in?
No, I think it's a new guy.
Oh,
A new guy, and I believe that he called in 3 times.
Probably Mr.
So-
Watson with 3 more characters.
Seems like
I don't know.
every new guy calls in 3 times. Like they can't just seem to get that 3-minute time frame, wrap their head around it. Like they.
Well, this is different. I'll defend this guy. It's not a 3-minute thing. These are 3 different topics. So this guy actually did it right. He just decided to decided to blow his load and ask a bunch of questions at once.
So I'm just an asshole. Is that what you're trying to say?
That was
supposed to
established
be.
many episodes back. Let's move on.
If you don't bust their balls when they leave us an email or a voicemail, we'd be We'd be breaking precedent. So you're doing what you're supposed to do, Christian. So let's see if this works. All right, let's check this out here.
Hello, this is Rickard. I'm calling to find out what your favorite go-to feel-good movies are. Mine are The Mist, Martyrs, and The Orphanage. I always love an upbeat ending. Anyway, I need to go now. It's time for my morning cutting.
Okay, so
You
There was
said
a
feel
question-
good, right?
Feel good.
Feel good
That's
movie.
missed.
Then he starts with the list. I didn't even hear the rest of
Schindler's
the list.
a feel-good movie like The Mist and something else, and
The
The
Orphanage.
Orphanage.
what's that?
Jesus. The death of children is just so uplifting. Makes me laugh every time.
Now you're talking my language. Yeah, shit.
Was there a name left with that voicemail?
I don't know. Was there a name? Do you really want me to play it again?
Oh, no. I mean, it's clearly, who is it? It's Watson.
An insane person.
It's Watson.
I don't know who it is. But we got more from him. But
I bet it's Watson.
maybe as we play the next 2, we'll figure out who it is.
All right.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
So, are we answering his question? Feel good movies?
Yeah, or feel bad movies, whatever it is.
Did he mention Feel Bad in that? Feel good
he
and feel
said
bad?
feel good, but obviously his were feel bad. Am I right or am I right? Is the Mist a
Dave,
feel good
you're
movie?
right.
The
Thank
Mist
you.
would definitely be a feel bad movie.
Yeah.
So why don't we name a few feel good movies and a few feel bad movies?
All right, do it.
Okay, go ahead, Big Mouth.
I actually have The Orphanage as a feel good movie, and I know that's weird, but it does have a happy, uplifting type of ending.
It's kind
Even
of
though it's ambiguous in a good way. I also put Fright Night, Lost Boys, and Final Girls.
again with the Fright Night. We can't go a show without Fright Night anymore, can we?
Hey, wait till you hear
Pick
one
Like a
of
Hanging
the
Rock.
answers to. Yeah, that's coming up later in one of the
Of
questions.
course it is. Of course. Okay, who wants to go next? Okay. Oh wait, no, you're not done, are you? Did you say feel good or feel bad?
Those were my feel goods.
Okay, let's do feel goods first. Go ahead, Christian. Feel good. No, Matt, you go.
Yeah, Matt.
Feel good. Well, just, stuff like Tucker and Dale versus the Evil. I'm thinking like more comedy, I guess, is what makes me just have fun. That film, The Final Girls, is a great movie for that. And The Shaun of the Dead. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
None of those really make me feel good, other than, I'm having a good time, I guess.
Okay, that's fair enough. Christian, what do you think?
Well, Shaun of the Dead was definitely one of mine, and I put Krampus up there. Just because
Makes me feel.
yeah, it hits that holiday spirit, and you get a good horror film in there too.
That's true. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll meet you on that because I think Silent Night, Deadly Night for me is a feel-good film. I can't.
What?
Oh, hold on.
Talking about.
Hold
Antler
on.
impalement.
Hold on, no.
Punish.
The warm side of the door.
You used
Come
to get
on,
raped by
man.
Santa.
The warm
That one
side of the
scene.
door.
The family
One
gets
scene.
gunned down. The family
The
gets
montage.
killed by Aunt Santa with a gun.
It
Yeah,
makes
and
me
the
laugh.
rape scene. The rape
Yeah,
scene is
Dave was raped by
Harmon
Santa as a kid. Yeah.
His next film, Irreversible.
No, seriously, the warm side of the door. It's cheesy. It makes me laugh. It's funny. I always watch it during Christmas time, so it makes me feel good. That's what and I didn't think of it until you said that one. So I was actually thinking of more like a comfort movie, like something I could just watch anytime. I could just plug it in there. And I was thinking like Nightmare on Elm Street 3. I was thinking that's a movie I can watch any old time. Just put it in, no matter what mood I'm in, and I'll feel good watching it.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's what I was thinking. As far as something uplifting, I don't know, or even
the
comedy.
disabled teens killed. Nice. In a mental hospital. Awesome. Very
Yeah.
uplifting.
That's
Yeah,
right. Hey, it makes me feel good. I can't help it. I'm comfortable with it.
These are make me feel better movies.
Okay, here's one you can't dispute. Evil Dead 2. Right?
Yeah.
Can't
It's a
dispute you
feel-good.
with that.
It's a feel-good movie, isn't it? Yeah.
I'll give
Yes,
you that.
Well, it's
I
a fun-
agree.
it's a
Makes
fun
me
film,
feel
yeah.
good. Yeah,
Great movie.
That's basically what I picked, was just fun films. I couldn't really think of anything that I felt uplifted afterwards, or inspired, or anything like to do
Yeah.
good in the world.
Right. No, I don't think I've ever gotten that feeling ever. So
From
We're
any
done.
movie?
Final
I
Girls
believe it,
was a
never.
good one. Final Girls is a great choice, I think.
Oh, good. Go ahead, finish, and then I got something for you, Brandon. Go ahead.
No, because Matt said it too, but Final Girls, I don't know, it just made me real happy, and I actually had a little tear at the end. It was actually really a nice film. Made me feel good.
Now I feel bad for saying what I was going to say.
Yeah, you can go ahead, say.
I know you
Mother,
connect
daughter
to that
tonight,
movie.
so.
Oh, go ahead. Because of a dead mother?
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
not- Oh,
you can
you
make-
asshole. No,
I'm just kidding.
No, but you mentioned something on the show. It was pointed to you. You were it related to you. You said it made something, and it made you feel something. So I don't want to shit on that or make light of that.
It's all a joke.
But I know it's a joke, damn it. But I was listening to Killer POV or something or other, asshole, and
Man.
they had the guys on there, the guys that wrote that movie. The guys I think it was two guys. They wrote the movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, they were disappointed with fucking the movie that ended up being on screen. They wrote it as a straight up a slasher, and they said that Sony changed everything and made it lighthearted and made the whole thing about the mother and daughter. They wanted to go for an R-rated movie, a hard R, a slasher, and all the shit that some of us complained about, me in particular, saying it would have been better if it was targeted, for the horror audience and it was more, hardcore. But so even the guys that wrote the movie intended for it to be a fucking hardcore slasher with a couple humorous elements. And when the movie came out, they said that Sony meddled with it, and they ended up having that fucking heartwarming shit, which they didn't even want. So even the writers agree with me.
Well, that's what made the movie, though. Like, you could, I agree. It could have been gorier. We said this in their very first show. Gorier, better mask for the killer. And
Absolutely, but
I don't think the gory would have taken away from the heartwarming part of it.
didn't one of the writers say he wrote this as a way of dealing with the death of a family member for?
I told you that because that's
himself?
what I read. I read that too. So it's very weird.
Must have read in some Canadian newspaper.
Yeah.
They'll
Phone
print
news.
anything. They'll print anything.
Speaking of Canadian,
Moose jaws.
Rue Morgue magazine. Christian,
Yeah.
I'm holding you responsible for this.
What? Rue Morgue. It's the best magazine out there.
Okay.
Yeah, his thing comes this month.
They left us off the list. They had a magazine just come on. They had 25 horror podcasts you must listen to. You're Canadian.
It's a shit rag. Don't like it. Listen.
Yeah. Fuck that magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when it was Rue Morgue up there. Maybe we got a chance. Christian's Canadian. We might have it in there.
No.
But no. We stay.
Yeah,
with
one Canadian, all Canadians.
Yeah,
That's how
that's
that
it.
works. Yeah, I have one black friend, so I'm cool.
Yeah, you're in.
Well, I will say this. Our friends, Girls Will Be Ghouls, they got mentioned in that magazine. That's how I know about it. I didn't even know about it.
Ah,
Yeah,
nice.
they got some pub in there, so I'm happy for them, and
Awesome.
that's great. Yeah, it is awesome, and I said, Mo, you're going to be tier 2 now. I think I said something on the Twitter about it. So you're going to be tier 2 now. But you know what? To be fair, both of those girls do have websites. They do write for them, and they are very involved in the genre. So they like I said, if you want to be tier 2, you have to have some other influence besides just the podcast. So
Well, that's what I told you off the air. Shit till you drop.
Yeah.
That two people that I went to film school with have dealings with that website. Hopefully after everything that you went through. But it was interesting to see that they were connected to that website that screwed you out of your paranormal activity movies.
Yeah, did you send them your new address?
No, I did not. No. Fuck them.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe
So
they could
basically,
forward it over.
Christian, what you're saying is you couldn't get us in a Rue Morgue, but some people at Suck Till You Drop. Maybe you can reach out to them, and next time they have a list of podcasts, we could be in that maybe.
Yeah, especially if we keep calling them Suck Till You Drop. I'm sure we'll be top tier.
We're treating everyone like we treat our callers.
Yeah.
We're motherfucking everybody. Okay. Well, congratulations to Girls Will Be Ghouls and for being
Awesome.
on there. I'm really, really happy for them. Okay. Next voicemail. Let's see what's going on with this. If I can get to it.
Hello. Rick off here again. I'd like to know what you would recommend for a good date movie. You see, last night I was walking around the cemetery, giggling at the names on the headstones, when I met her. She was so beautiful, a pale glow in contrast with the night sky, as she was having a tea party by herself, with fresh graves. Well, they hit it off, sharing the same music taste like Bauhaus, Typo Negative, and I got the nerve to ask her out. I have anything planned on taking her shopping at Hot Topic and having a romantic dinner at the Waffle House. And finally, back to my place for a movie once my mum goes to bingo. As I look up to you exploding heads blimps for good horror recommendations, what gothic movies do you think would be best for sweeping her right out of the Doc Martens and the punk leggings? I await your word. Rick up.
Was that Rick? Is that what they said the name was? Rick?
I didn't get it.
It's clearly Mr. Watson.
It's Mr. Watt. Those are whiskey-induced voicemails.
And he's
I don't
using
know.
words I don't understand. So I know it's Mr. Watson.
Kidding aside, I don't know if it's Watson or not. I don't know. I'll get to
I
the
think
bottom.
it's a time traveler because he said Doc Martens.
They're coming
It's
back.
clearly somebody from the 90s.
Well, then you're a fan. He's a time traveler, right?
Yo, yeah, dude, call me. Whatever your name is, call me. I'm hip. Let's hang out.
He's hip. He's hip to the game. So what was the question? Gothic horror movies to sweep a girl off her feet?
I didn't hear Gothic.
I didn't hear
I
it.
heard date night movies. Good date movies. I don't
Oh,
think he mentioned
really?
anything. I don't think he mentioned anything about Gothic horror in there, did he?
I thought he did.
So maybe best date night movie and best Gothic? I didn't get it. I don't know.
I don't know either. Should I play it again?
We'll just do Gothic.
Okay. Okay, we'll do Gothic. What do you say? What's a Sleepy Hollow, right? That's a good one, right?
Crimson
Oh, yeah.
Peak?
Crimson Peak was awesome. I'm not even a
Yes.
fan of those type of movies, but when it's well done, it's well done, and I had a great time watching that one.
Yeah, Crimson Peak was.
I agree. Picnic at Hanging Rock, baby.
It's not so
It's not
Gothic.
Gothic.
Yeah, it is Gothic.
Oh, for
You mentioned Orphanage earlier. I would call that Gothic, right?
Yeah, that's on my list too.
Yeah,
And The Haunting.
like the
Haunt?
remake Haunting. Yeah,
Yeah, the remake, of course.
of course, with Liam Neeson. I mean, it's
Yeah.
got a Jedi in the fucking movie. How can it be bad?
Hey, Owen Wilson does get decapitated.
Yeah, that is the only redeemable part of that film.
Yeah, that was cool. How about Bram Stoker's Dracula? That's good, huh?
Is it good?
You don't think it's good? I did say Stoker's
I haven't
Dracula.
seen it
Okay.
since it came out, so I don't know.
I saw it for the first time ever last year.
And you enjoyed it?
I gave it a fucking 10 out of 10. It blew me away.
Holy shit, it's that good. Wow.
I've never
Even
seen
with
it.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is in it.
Winona
and-
Ryder. Isn't she in it?
Yep. She is. Yeah.
But it's
What's
Gary
wrong with
Oldman
that?
playing Dracula, right?
Yeah, he kills it.
Yeah, he's good, so... I'm gonna have to get that a watch. I've never watched it.
Listen, I blew it off for years because I figured it's a love story. It's lame. Too many people kept saying, "No, dude, cast that aside. Watch the movie." You know. And I did. And I was like, "Wow." I don't care.
Who's Van Helsing in that?
Oh, you know who it is? What's
Anthony
his name?
Hopkins.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins. Yes. I mean, come
I'm
on.
still laughing at I blew it off for years. I'm very immature.
Hey, I mean, yeah, you are immature. That's why you're here. You know, fucking.
The shallow end of horror.
That's right. The shallow end of horror. You're listening to him. Anybody else? Anything? No.
Well, what about, I mean, Universal films? Those are considered gothic, right? Like Bride of Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Probably put that up
Definitely.
there. I love that film.
Yep.
Vincent Price movies. Most Vincent Price movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A bride. And any bride movie, I think, would be good if it's a date, right?
Bride of
Bride of
Chucky.
Chucky? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bride
of
Reanimator. Yeah.
Bride of Rihanna, yeah.
That would be a nice triple feature. Bride of
And Runaway Bride.
Runaway Bride.
Oh, God. With a nice Chardonnay, that movie is to die for.
Okay, where the hell am I? We have one more. We do have one more here, and maybe by the end of this one, we'll figure out who it is.
It's a game with this asshole. Jesus. I want
Let's
to
see.
play a game. If you can tell who I am after 3 voicemails.
What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Let's try this. And try is the operative word here. Hold on.
Highest production value here.
Damn it.
Hi, this is TJ. I'd just like to know which movie do you like that has a red-headed killer? I like Chunky. Chunky from Cowplay is my favorite. Who's yours? I would love to know.
Okay.
What?
What the
Redheaded villains.
Yeah.
I actually prepared for this one, although I only came up with 3 answers, and he mentioned Chucky already.
Yeah,
Okay,
that seems tough. Redheaded?
I got 3. I'll let
What?
someone else go. I got Chucky, I got Pennywise, and I got Malachi.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I had Malachi. That's what came to mind right away. Was Malachi.
Pennywise came to mind right away. I was like, oh, look at that redheaded clown.
Yeah, but is that his real hair? I mean, come on. That's a dye job.
Yeah, it does look like a dodge.
Doesn't count.
His boots are bleeding.
I have nothing. Like I said, I had Malachi. That's the only thing I could think of. And I don't know. What do you guys have?
Are
I
you serious?
didn't
You
prepare
guys
at
are you guys are forgetting the cream of the crop, Jason Part 2. He's a redheaded fucker in that one.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Sackhead is a
Oh.
redhead. Right.
That kid's a fucking ginger.
Yeah. Wow. And he's the greatest, too. Wow.
I am the greatest. Yep.
I am the greatest. Nothing, Christian? I even let you complain because I don't tell you when I get the email. This time I got it and I told you guys, hey, name a redheaded killer, and he still can't come to the table prepared.
I gave you all my answers. I had everything prepared. Christian's very laid back right
Poor
now. He doesn't look
Christian.
like he's prepared for anything. I don't even think he watched Halloween 3.
It's playing, constantly playing in the background. That was the title sequence that was flickering on.
It's on loop.
Below on there? Yeah. Northern California. Here we go, man. It's repeating
Nice.
itself in the back.
Awesome.
Awesome.
But no, I didn't
So that's
prepare
it?
at all for the redheaded killer. I'm not going to lie to you.
That's
Fuck that
Cool.
question.
Wait. I just thought of one. Isn't fuck that movie Copycat with Sigourney Weaver? Isn't one of the killers in that a redhead? Am I tripping? Ah, damn it. Forget it.
I
Cut
don't
this
think
part
I've
out.
Isn't that Harry Chronic or whatever?
But
his
yes, he's redhead in that. Yeah.
Did you say Harry Chronic?
Yeah, he rocks the ganj, man. He's all about it.
I'm
I
hearing
think he
Bram
did.
Stoker, Harry Chronic. He did say Harry Chronic.
Bram Stoker meet Harry Chronic. You gotta film those two only with the top-notch cinematography. Christian, have you taken the cinematography challenge by any chance?
Fuck you.
Okay, all right, that's all we got. Yeah, kind of like this week. Usually we're doing this for fucking 45 minutes. Emails, voicemails, this and that. So, oh yeah, we're supposed to do a drawing for iTunes tonight. That's right. Well, I can't do it right now because I have to get the randomizer thing. I got to download the app. So,
We are
We gotta-
so prepared tonight.
we are so prepared. It's okay.
What else are we supposed to do that we aren't going to do? Let's talk about that.
Well, we're going to do it all, just not in the
Trivia.
order I was...
Give the
I was-
listeners an entertaining show. Not prepared for that.
That's not happening. Matt Wazell's here.
That's right, you're here. You should just do all the talking. Everyone loves Matt.
That's why I'm laid back. I'm like, oh, Matt's coming on? What do I have to prepare for?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Right?
mute my mic and just listen to the rest of the show.
No, this is me in the passenger seat, guys. I got my feet up.
No, I'm sending you the files to edit.
Oh. Yeah, you might get those back next Halloween.
Editor, right. Nice. Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll say this. I'll put out the phone number. If you want to leave us a voice message, like we just heard excellent voice messages, and we always get them, 702-625-2224. That's 702-625-2224. Call and leave a message. We don't care if it's a continuous one, a novelization, not a novelization. What's the word I'm looking for?
A novella?
An audio book. All right.
A pamphlet.
Novelization.
A bookmark.
We want a transcript of your voicemail.
A haiku.
Ooh, yes. Only haiku voicemails from now on. You can't write a haiku. Fuck you.
Oh, wow.
That's the
he's rhyming.
slogan.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe this, guys? I just downloaded a random number generator, and it doesn't work. Oh, yeah, now it's going to work. No, look it. I'll even show you guys. Check it out.
What are you doing?
Trying to get a number generator so I can get somebody to get a prize. See? I press it on my phone, boom, and it just vanishes.
What happened to the
You got
last
the
one you
perfect
downloaded?
solution. Just think of a number.
Okay, Matt. Hold on. That's what I'll do. I'll have Matt think of a number. Okay, since you're the
The
guest.
number's
Wait,
420, bro.
We got to throw him off. We got to clear his mind. Matt, have you ever bleached your ass?
I know where to go for tips.
Oh, shit. Let's go to Exploding Heads Horror Podcast and see if we have any new new ones. Oh, we have 30. So we have 30 that are in there, right? 5-star. Thank you, everybody.
The Dirty 30.
That's right, the Dirty 30. Oh, I'll read a brand new one we got. Sam Loomis. All right. Great chemistry and bleach jokes. All right.
What timing?
Right. Totally. Wow. Amazing. Holy shit. This is as fun a podcast as there is out there. The three hosts have wonderful chemistry and play off each other very well. There are a ton of horror podcasts out there. No shit. So to find one that differentiates.
Differentiates.
Thank you. Itself is hard. But you have exactly that here. All right. Whew, I can read, can't I? Thanks for the assist, Brandon.
Yeah, he's
so that,
stroking out. It's very hot there.
I am stroking out. I'm stroking out. So we have 23, including that. That's 23. And then we have 24 is going to be from Canada, Christian's buddy. And we have 3 from Australia.
So don't pick 24.
23,
that guy's from Canada.
25, 26, 27. So we have 27 people here. So, Matt, you have to pick a number between 1 and 27.
Well, now it doesn't work, right? Because now I know the last 2.
Oh, let me change something here. I'm gonna...
You told them the Canadians 24.
No,
you guys.
I'm changing it.
Wait, Matt wasn't listening.
Head.
Matt didn't have his earphones on.
I'll tell you after what I did, but I just figured something out because there's 4 people. Okay, so hold on.
Okay.
I figured it out, and it will be fair. So, Matt, now, sir, please pick a number.
Pick a number. Okay, I'm thinking of a number. How about 13, baby?
Oh, love it. Love 13. And so everyone knows this is what I did. I took the Canadian. Is what I made him. After each 5, I inserted one of those things there. So number 6 was Canadian, and then, number 11 was an Australian, number 16 was an Australian, and number 21 was an Australian. That's how
King of insertion. That's a beautiful thing.
This was the guy who couldn't say differentiate, but he was doing Rain Man type math about 2 seconds ago. Damn, a lot of inserting.
Oh, number 13. Oh, God. And I think it's Stephen Carpenter.
Yeah.
John Carpenter's brother? That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I know Steve. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, we were going to send him extra stuff if he stops calling in. Now, Dave, have people been receiving the stuff you're sending?
I only sent one, and I told you that Ashley got it from Girls Will Be Ghouls.
Okay, no, I'm wondering because I never asked, like, what kind of stuff are you sending? Like, I'd like to know what the...
Ask Matt. It all came from him.
Jizz-filled bags, dirty underwear, shit like that. Stuff, banana peels, stuff people really want.
Coffee enemas.
Pretty much lunch and dinner for Brandon.
So number...
Sundown sack samples. Nice.
Stephen Carpenter. It says Stephen C. So if it's you, whoever it is, get a hold of me. Let us know. I'll even say this quickly. I'll read it. It says a must listen for any horror fan. It says, I've been listening to Exploding Head since episode 1, and every episode has been spectacular. Dave, Christian, and Brandon have amazing chemistry, which makes for a great deal of comedy gold. The 3 hosts are also incredibly knowledgeable about horror, which makes the podcast a must listen for any hardcore horror fan. So if that's you, SC, and if it's another Stephen C, then whoever it is, get a hold of us.
Steven Seagal.
Oh. Yeah, the caliber joke.
I'm glad I can help you win.
Ooh, ouch. Next.
Seagal.
Yeah. So we have a winner. So guys,
on.
while I'm saying this, go to iTunes, Exploding Heads Horror Podcast. Go in there, leave us a review, write us a review, and you're in on the drawing. We're almost at 30 now, which means there's going to be another drawing because we're going to do it every 10. So get on that shit.
I thought you said we were at 30. This was the 30 draw, no?
No. This wasn't 30. Didn't I? Oh, no. We had 30 ratings, but I'm talking about the written ones. That can only.
Oh, okay. We had 20. Well, that's right. We had 27 written. Yeah. Okay. So
Canada, 3. Yeah. We're getting there. 3 more and we're in. So hopefully it doesn't take long. Please, guys, leave us a review. That's all we're asking. Okay. Now, I'm going to do something quick here because time is of essence. I'm bringing back, for the last time this season, because it's going to be season 2 soon. This is episode 23. Then we have 24, and then 25 is going to be our year anniversary. So then we go into season 2. So for the last time this season, I am bringing out the 10-year-old horror fan, and I have to do it now because of the movies that we reviewed. We did Halloween last week, and that leaves 2 movies that we're going to do tonight. So I am going to do the first one now and the second one after. So let me get her going over here. And here we go.
We are here with Frankie Z, a.k.a. the 10-year-old horror fan. It's pretty late. It's after 11 o'clock on a Friday night. We've just finished watching Halloween 2. Frankie, if you have a second or two, what's your first thoughts about this movie?
Well, I really liked the movie, and I think it was just as good as the first movie.
Wow. Interesting. Do you have any questions about this movie at all that you want to ask?
No, I think I understand it.
Do you have any favorite scenes?
My favorite scene is
Hot tub.
when Michael Myers is stalking people.
Anything in particular? Is there any really excellent part of this movie or anything else you want to add about this?
I think all the scenes are pretty good.
Okay. Before you give your rating, do you have anything else to say about this movie at all?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, what is your rating between 1 and 10 for Halloween 2?
10 out of 10.
Wow.
Another perfect score.
Another 10 out of 10. She's pretty generous. Looks like she loves all the classics so far. Okay. And now it's bedtime.
I hope the next review is Possession.
Night. See you next time.
Awesome.
All right. She is generous. 10 out of 10. All right. All right.
Please be Possession. Please be Possession for the next review.
No, it's not. It's not Possession. You didn't do
Thank
it.
God. Never watch it.
I want to hear her interpretation of the church scene.
Matt, have you seen Possession?
No, I haven't. It looks like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well,
He's in my camp.
yeah. Yeah, it's very subjective.
Here, I'll give you one scene of the movie visually. It's Sam Neill rocking in a chair.
That's pretty good, actually.
That was
Should be in the remake.
That was a visual joke for this audio podcast.
Yeah.
People love those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that, I have to talk about that. Facebook Live. Obviously, we're not doing it tonight. We did have a lot of fun doing it, but it was... I think we were all so surprised at everybody that was coming on. It was a lot of fun. I don't know how it translated to listen to it, but it was kind of overwhelming. A lot of more people came on than we thought. We were saying, "Hey, how you doing?" It was a great time, you know. But when we come back to it, and we will come back to it, maybe even next show. When we do it, we're gonna have to just be more focused next time. Make sure that we come on there and say, "Okay, who's got questions? We got answers." You know, and get on it. So the Facebook Live segment will come back. I just, bottom line is we tested it, and the test went well. It was 10 o'clock at night, and we had like 20, 30 people on there. So that made for a good time. But it was so fast and furious, we couldn't even keep up.
It was fun. Hey, we pre-recorded this one, and we don't even have the answers.
All right, that's true.
But you know what? I tried to trim it down, and I want to clarify one thing because there's been a lot of one-take fucker banter going on the Facebook page and whatnot. In the group.
One
Sorry.
take.
Yeah, we record the show. The show's recorded one take, but there is editing. I try to keep it as minimal as possible because that's how Dave wants it. But we do have to mention that there is editing. Brandon's not that smooth. I mean, I have to try
I don't
to
think
clean
anybody's
that
been
up.
saying it's that smooth to begin with.
I just think that a lot of people that have been saying that, they go online, they go on their shows, and they get on there, and they have to do 2 or 3 takes sometimes. Like, we've heard Moods do intros. They did the same thing 4 or 5 times, and this.
Oh wow,
it's
that's
fun.
never happened. Other than the time where I wasn't recording, something screwed up, and the first 12 minutes was a gong show. So that was the only one episode. There was a malfunction. That was the only time we went back to record anything. So in that regard, yes.
And the real reason why we have minimal editing is because it's really hard to tell the editor to cut himself out of the show. It's very tough to broach that subject, so we just kind of
it's better left unsaid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I loathe you.
Love Christian. I do. I love you, man.
Oh shit.
I can't wait to talk about till we talk about Halloween 3 because it's playing in the background again. It's like looping, and they just did that scene. I just have to talk about it. Where
Talk about it.
he's calling his wife after the whole fire ablaze car deal, and he's like, and he turns out a fire guy. He's like, "It's my ex-wife," and he just nods his head and then sort of glares at him like he's like just livid.
The fire chief?
Yeah, and he's got that little floppy thing. Yeah,
he was nodding his head and shaking his head before no one was even there, and then the cop came over and started talking.
Yeah,
to him.
and he's like literally nodding and shaking and anything the cop is saying. You can't not watch him now. Every time that scene comes on, I'm watching that actor.
Hilarious.
It's brilliant.
With his stupid fire chief hat.
Anyway,
How have I not noticed this, Matt? Have you
will the
noticed
next
this?
time now.
it is
phenomenal. A guy nodding? No. Mm-mm.
No, right.
and he wears
Weird.
it's like he's wearing a yellow fire cap, but then it's just got that little red F that looks like it was like taped on, and it's just flapping with every nod of his head. It's phenomenal.
You'll notice it every time from here on out.
Yeah,
It's like that mustache in Sleepaway Camp.
absolutely.
Oh God, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Instead of a taped on mustache.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So basically, this guy came on and they said, "We want you to nod yes and shake your head no."
Yeah, he was like an extra who was supposed to be having a conversation with a cop, but he's nodding and shaking his head before the cop even walks over to him.
And the look,
He was so nervous.
well, the look, because Tom Atkins says, his wife is just, his ex-wife is just bitching at him through the phone, like every scene pretty much, and he just puts it down and looks at him and goes, "My ex-wife," and he glares at him like, yeah, like he wants to kill her. It's awesome.
Some bitch is fucking with Dan Chalice, Dr. Dan Chalice. Oh hell no.
That's what it looks like. Anyway, we'll get there.
We'll get there, all right. Yes. Oh shit. Oh, Red-Headed Killers, by the way. I just wanted to mention something back to that subject. Did you guys know that Tommy Lee Wallace, the director of Halloween 3, he wanted, his robots, those guys, the henchmen, he wanted to have all red-headed guys.
Yeah, I read that in preparation for that quiz that you
I was going to ace. In my mind, I aced that quiz.
Well,
I actually didn't read that. I was reading all those facts.
This quiz is going to happen. This is an excuse to bring Matt back. You see? I did this intentionally.
Next Halloween.
In place of Christian?
I didn't give Matt enough time, and I knew that he was busy because he's busy on the weekends. And I said, hey, why don't you do a quiz? And I knew he wouldn't be able to finish it, so I was like, okay, well, now we got an excuse to bring him back. So it was all, as usual, a plan devised by me right off the get. So.
Okay, here's one question real quick. What does Ellie's vag feel like?
Ooh. Feels
it's
great.
chrome. It's chrome.
It is chrome.
Level settings. Robot badge. Come on. You all fail.
That's right. Well, it still feels great. I don't care if it is robot badge. That's still my answer.
Wait a second.
I'm not under the impression she was a robot when they were having sex.
So you guys are thinking she's a robot the whole time.
Let's not get into this now. Then.
Yeah, we got a lot to get into. Right. I don't think she was a robot yet.
It's been discussed. You gotta listen to Banana Laser. We talked about it there. We've talked about it here and there.
Fuck that show, man. No, I'm just kidding.
telling you, I've been trying to fuck it for a long time.
Yeah, he even tried to divorce it. You know, it didn't happen. It kept coming back.
Travis Christian
Right,
is like
she
weeping
kept
in his
fucking
hands right
calling
now.
me. She kept texting me after midnight. I'm like, how do I get this bitch off my back? I guess I gotta fuck her a few times.
Oh yeah. By the way, speaking of Travis Christian, yeah,
broke his heart,
Matt
man.
Matt accepted the challenge. I don't know if you guys listened to the
Ooh,
Banana Bites
yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You remember that challenge, Brandon?
Excision. Excision.
See
Remember?
you up. Whatever that means.
Decision?
Yeah. Well, you're off the show, Brandon.
Yeah, get out of here. We don't know. I'm not explaining it.
TC's in. You're out.
You're out.
I sneezed. What's going on?
We're having a review off. That's what's going on. We're going to review Excision on this show and on Banana Laser.
Oh, okay.
You remember this
No.
challenge? Okay, see?
Tell us how it
asleep
sounds
then.
when you're listening to it.
Yeah. So TC, sorry, he doesn't pay attention. Okay.
No.
That's okay.
What
Okay,
movie?
guys. What movie? Excision.
Oh my
Let
lord.
me spell it for you. Possession. How's that? Right?
Unless it's Possession or Picnic at Hanging Rock, I can't hear a word you guys are saying.
Yeah. You were all into this when TC called in. Remember Travis Christian called in and we kept his 3 attempts at calling in, or his 2 attempts at calling in, all there. He screwed up and we laid in on him, and then he came
Yeah.
up with this challenge. And you were all for it.
I'm still all for
I'm
it.
all for it. It sounds awesome. I don't know who's gonna judge it, but I guess he is.
Traps.
Yeah.
Matter
He's
of
calling
fact,
he's
no
calling
one's
you
gonna
guys
hear it.
rusty.
Yeah.
He's not saying that now. He's not saying any. I guarantee after the last couple of shows, he's not saying we're rusty anymore.
No, I'm saying it now. I'm joking.
You haven't been listening. You should have watched the Banana Laser Halloween 3 to prepare for this show. That's what you should have done. Then
I should have, but I don't want to download a 1.5 GB of data.
you don't have to.
Just stream it from the website.
I'm
Thank
kidding.
you.
I'm totally being all tough because Matt's right in front of me now. I'm like, yeah, I can say this now.
Just stream it. Everybody, go to horrorphilia.com, search for Banana Laser. There's a whole catalog there. You should turn this off and go there right now.
You really
There's
should.
all kinds of content. These guys
Really
are on
should turn
episode
this off.
22. Oh, come on. We got tons of episodes.
Yeah, we're going nowhere.
Yeah.
No, these guys are the future because Banana Laser is going nowhere.
Aw.
You should be listening to this right here.
Wow. You should be listening
Look,
to all of it.
Dave is pulled in the middle. Dave doesn't look. He looks disheveled right now.
I'm
I've
not
got
the
my
show.
past and I've got my future.
Yeah, this is weird. It's like meeting the new wife or something. God, it's gross. I want to pull your hair and claw your eyes out. Just kidding.
Hey,
Just-
you initiated the divorce, Matt. It was you.
Yeah, I know. I was cutting
Can't
off my
blame
arm
me.
completely. Like I have to get away from Dave Z.
Yeah, I had to move on. I
like
couldn't
an
just sit there
intervention.
forever waiting for a phone call from you. I had to move on. Didn't take long. Here they are. So
Yep.
deal with it.
Well, I'm with you,
Deal
Dave.
with it.
Oh, I dealt with it. I'm fine with it.
Brandon looks like he's about to jump ship, but I'm with you.
Oh shit. Okay. No, we're actually going to take time to talk about this now instead of rushing through it like we have in the last 2 shows. Especially since it's October, we're going to talk about what we've been watching, our 2016 movies, and any other movies you want to bring up. So, Brandon, I want to ask you something. Your October challenge is just 2016 movies, correct?
I'm watching as many 2016 movies as I can. Some people guessed I'd watch 20 for the month. Some people guessed I'd watch 60 to 70 for the month. And I'm closer to on pace for the latter. I'm still a little off, but I'm trying to catch up.
Oh, I know you want to catch up to me. That was half your motivation.
Oh, I passed you. There's no way I'm not past you.
Okay, what's your number? What's your number right now? I know mine.
Total number of movies so far for the year?
2016 movies. What's your number?
2016 movies, I'm sorry, I have to look at it. What's your number?
65.
I'm at
Oh, I
70,
think-
76.
Okay.
You
October
should have said
challenge.
66 just to shove it in his fucking face.
76. I'm at 29 movies watched for the first 16 days of October.
Wow. Well, now, the only reason I'm not with you is because my October challenge is a 2016 movie plus
Yes.
the one from the last 31 years that we selected on our show, episode 10. So I'm watching my favorite movies. So I'm watching a shitload of.
That's a much better way to do it, to be honest, because I've had a couple of days where I've watched like 4 or 5 shit movies in a row. In fact, I've seen in the last week 3 movies that are probably going to be on my bottom 5.
Really?
One tonight that could be the worst movie of the year for me.
Wow. Okay. Now we can do worst of the year.
Yeah, it might be the worst of the year.
You want to discuss it now, or do you want to save it?
Wow.
It's just not for me. I think some people are gonna love it, and I think some people are just gonna find it absolutely disgusting and crude and not funny. And it's The Greasy Strangler. It's fucking terrible.
Looked weird, man.
Yeah, well, I didn't like the segment, The G for Granddad and ABC's of Death 2, which is, the director who did this one. It was, in fact, the same guy is in it. The creepy granddad. And, but it was just not for me. I was not finding it funny. A few scenes I laughed, but other than that, it was just nasty.
Wow.
Not for me.
This movie's gotten a lot of buzz. I've heard a lot of people talking about seeing it at festivals and everything else. Greasy Strangler. I think it's a ridiculous fucking name. Oh, every time I hear it, I think of Joe Spinell and Maniac for some reason.
No, this is much greasier. This is much greasier.
Sweaty meat sack.
So this is Death Court Service for this year?
I like Death Court Service better.
What?
Whoa.
Them's fighting words.
Wow.
That's going to be on the Blu-ray release. Better than The Greasy Strangler.
I'm sorry, it's just not for me. It didn't resonate with me. I'm watching, I'm like, this is doing nothing. But I recognize that this movie's going to appeal to some people. I think Moods is really going to like this movie. I think Derek's going to like this movie. I don't think either of you 3 guys, I'll go on a limb and say, will not like this movie.
Well, I plan on watching it this week, actually. So...
I would like to hear you guys' opinion on it. I just didn't like it. I'm not going to trash it and rip it apart. Just not for me.
Next show, you'll hear what I have to say. I'll have it watched by then.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, we all know that you and I have a bunch of 2016. Do you guys have any? You guys have any new, Christian or Matt? Any 2016s?
Matt, go ahead again. Guess.
Well, I wrote down, since you asked me to pull everything together. I don't normally track the movies I watch or anything like that. But I have been trying to watch more horror films this October. I usually don't make a goal or challenge myself or anything like that, but I was trying to do the best I could this year. And no, I haven't watched a single 26, except for any theater experience I may have had. This past month, I haven't watched any 2016 films because I'm just watching whatever jumps out at me. Some stuff I've seen, some stuff I haven't seen. So nothing from this year.
Nothing from this year. Okay.
But Greasy Strangler, I will disagree with you, Dave. I haven't seen it, but that title to me sounds amazing. Like, that's a title that sticks with you. You're not going to forget. It's like Human Centipede. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah.
It's completely accurate. It's about a Greasy Strangler.
Oh, gross.
That's literally what it is. He dunks himself in a vat of grease and goes out and kills.
What?
Oh. Okay.
Naked.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Howdy do.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
I gotta go, guys. I got a movie to watch.
It's like, is it getting hotter in here?
It is getting hotter by the second. Yes.
So what are you watching, Matt? What kind of older stuff?
Yeah, what are you
watching? I've been watching some older stuff. I watched Don't Go in the House, which blew me away. It's an 80s film.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it. It's streaming on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Brutal film.
Oh, it's amazing. And because it's like part psycho, part maniac which you just mentioned. And you follow the killer the whole time, and his whole thing is he was burned as a child, and so then he lures women into his home and then sets them ablaze while they're on a hook. Oh my God. And the effects of, you only see really one good kill of a woman getting burned, but for the early 80s, which it looks so good. It's really well done.
Yeah, it's a creepy-ass film.
I don't remember it.
And who hasn't set a woman on fire here and there?
I only saw it for the first time like 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago.
Well, Dave, it hasn't been out for 30 years yet, so you'll see it when.
Get the fuck! It was an 80s slasher. It was 1980,
I think.
I actually think I read somewhere that it came out in '79, but
This fucking guy.
yeah, I'm telling you,
In Canada, it did.
Yeah,
It seems like a Canadian production, so in Canada, probably yes.
Everybody
Bob
being
Clark
real
made-
polite. I'm sorry, I'm killing you. I don't know what this is all about. I got burned as a child. I'm sorry. I don't know what this is all about.
And the person that shouldn't be making Canadian horror films right now is Kevin Smith. I think that's. I liked Tusk. I have not seen Yoga Hosers, but the preview, looks just like abysmal.
It's not great.
It's not a horror film. I haven't seen it, but it doesn't look like a
I saw it,
film.
but it's again barely a horror film. Not even. It's not a horror film. It's it's got elements of it, but it's not a horror film.
Damn. I have no interest in it.
Well, sorry, Matt, we cut you off because we're talking about Don't Go to the House. What else have you?
Oh, yeah. Also, another one that's a slasher called Killer Party. And I think maybe you sent this one to me, Dave. It came out in 1986, and it's about sorority and fraternities and some, like April Fool's party that they're throwing. But it seems like Halloween time. I can't really tell. But they throw a party in a house that a frat guy was killed in by hazing or some bullshit, and so someone is now killing everyone else. And it was fun. It's not that great, but if you just need another 80s slasher that's okay and not a total piece of shit, then it's pretty good. If I were rating it out of 10, I'd give it a 6. Nice. It's a good 90-minute film, if not shorter, and it's got some good stuff in it.
A little bit bad shit at the end.
Yeah, it takes a left turn.
Yeah,
that no slasher really ever takes.
Yeah,
and so I thought it was interesting. It could have been handled a little better throughout the film, and not just like a Mrs. Voorhees coming in, and like, who the fuck is this bitch, type of thing. But it's really good. I liked it. Killer Party. I'd never even heard of it before.
Yeah, I dig it. You know me, 80s slashers. If it's an 80s slasher, check it out. That's how I sum it up. You do a lot worse than that.
Well, another one I watched, also from the 80s, and this was a rewatch for me. I watched it like a decade or two ago. I can't remember. But it's one of Bill Paxton's early films called Mortuary. Have you guys heard of this one?
Yes, I own it. And I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, heard of it, never seen it.
Well, let me just say, it's not a good movie. It's boring, doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's just one of those attempts that's fun for a few people to sit around and kind of joke along with the movie. Like, how fucking ridiculous is this type of movie? So for that element, I think it's great. But if you're looking for a serious slasher, no. And who doesn't love Bill Paxton?
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's true.
He's been killed by a Predator, an Alien, and a Terminator.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's all the credentials you need for a film actor. Yeah.
Wow, I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. So, Mortuary, right? That's what
Mortuary, yes.
I always get that and Mausoleum confused.
Mortuary streaming on Prime as well, right?
Boom.
Is it?
There, I don't know. I watched
I believe that's on
the
Prime.
DVD, so I don't know.
Okay, I believe it's on Prime. I have a bunch of movies that I've been watching on Prime.
I actually own it. I own a Blu-ray, and I have not watched it yet. And I don't
Mausoleum, I think I remember that movie. I remember, are there tits with eyeballs in that?
Tits with eyeballs?
Yeah. Sorry,
Like instead of nipples?
I said that, looked up at the three of you, and you're all like, huh?
I want to see it.
I've never seen Mausoleum. It's like out of print. You can't find a
I haven't
copy.
seen it either.
I remember renting that, trying to go through that checklist of seeing everything, and I'm pretty sure the only thing I remember that with was eyeball tits. Like, I can't explain it any better than that.
That's what my eyeballs
Were they dry eyes that they were making that sound? Did you have to Visine them?
Yeah, they were red, yeah. They were partied out.
I want to see it.
Okay, so I hate to derail anything, but since we started recording, I started playing Halloween 3. and I just got to the part with the guy nodding, and oh my god, it is ridiculous. He will not stop.
I know.
He's like, man, this is my make or break time, baby. Here I go, acting.
It's the best scene ever.
Dave, you're gonna love it now every time you see it.
You
It doesn't
never-
hurt the film at all. If anything, it makes it better. Just how horrible this guy is.
He doesn't finish nodding yes before he's nodding no.
He's literally
half of
nodding
it.
side up. He's,
We gotta put that on the group page after this episode drops.
It's phenomenal.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
I can't wait to see it now. Son of a bitch. Wow. All right. You got any more, Matt?
Sure. Yeah.
I got a shitload. So I'm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll just keep running down the list then. Hitcher. I rewatched that. Not really a horror film, but it's got horror elements, I guess.
I've never seen it. How's that? I've always avoided it. Well, because
No,
I
you
thought
should watch
I thought
you
it was
gotta
a
watch it for
thriller.
the '86 show now.
Well,
The title-
did you watch The Stepfather? Because it's
Not until last year.
okay. Because I although totally different movies.
But still,
I
same
mean,
thing.
just
I
from
thought
a
it was
thriller, the thriller standpoints with horrific elements. Like I love The Hitcher. I love The Stepfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
gotta watch
the first half of The Hitcher is phenomenal. I
Yeah.
feel like the last part of it isn't as great, but Rutger Hauer he'll blow you the fuck away, dude. This was like the role he was meant to play. He's great in lots of films, but he is tremendous in The Hitcher. Yeah. He's so villainous from the fucking Jump Street. Like he doesn't build up to it. He gets in the car and is like, you know, I'm gonna kill you. Type of thing. It's like, wow, this movie starts on 90 and still goes to 100. It then drops back to about a 75, in my opinion. But yeah, great movie.
I think Eric Red wrote that. Don't quote me on that, but if it's him, a lot of his movies do that. I find Near Dark is like that. I love Near Dark, but I love it. But if you really think of that movie, I feel like it starts like gangbusters and it sort of keeps that momentum going, and then it kind of bogs down a little bit near the end. Still overall great, but like that. And The Hitcher was the other one that I could think of off the top of my head. Sort of falls the same.
You're gonna have to watch that for the '86 show.
Yeah, and I will.
Yeah.
And I have to now, but I've always ignored it because I just figure the title just didn't seem like a horror movie to me as a kid. I was like, oh, The Hitcher. I don't know.
It's what we call road horror. You know, it's.
Yeah, I'm cool now.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more open-minded now, but when I was young, everything had to be a slasher or something that had to do with supernatural or Satan.
So you
That's
didn't watch
just
the
what I
remake
watched.
either.
Of course not. No.
Yeah, just don't watch that.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Sean Beam completist, don't watch that.
How did you know?
I don't think those words were ever uttered before.
Sean Bean.
I'm a Sean Beam completist, baby. I only watched Lord of the Rings 1, and that's it.
Oh, shit.
Some other ones I've been watching. Just last night, I went to the theater and saw the 4K restoration of Phantasm.
Aha.
Nice.
Holy fuck. And I've always loved Phantasm because it's so oddball, even though I realize it's not great. The acting more or less blows. It's really nonsensical. I can never, for the life of me, remember how it ends, like how they take out Tall Man. Even last night after I left the theater, I'm like, wait a minute, how did they get rid of it? So I had to look it up on Wikipedia. I'm like, oh yeah, the mine shaft. Yeah, okay, that's just kind of weird. But it was awesome. It looked phenomenal. I can't wait to buy a copy of this. I don't even know if it's available to buy yet, but I'm definitely going to buy the restoration version because it's amazing.
Yeah, I think the pre-order's up, but but I believe everybody's kind of waiting for that box set.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want because I feel like Part 4 is out of print on DVD, never on Blu-ray type thing, and maybe Part 3 also.
Part 3 is too. Yeah.
Right. So I'm looking forward to that. I also watched, as probably everyone did, Phantasm Ravager, which I'm not even that big of a Phantasm fan, but I thought this was probably the best one since Phantasm 1, which I'm probably in the minority. You say that, Dave?
I agree. It's my
I
second
knew
favorite.
Dave liked it. Wow.
Yeah, it's like, well, okay, there's a huge element in the film that I'm a sucker for, and that is
Midgets.
No, there's midgets in all of them, Dave. And plenty of them getting their heads blown off. I just fucking love it. No. It's the alternate universe time travel-esque element. Any film that uses that to its advantage, and I feel like Phantasm 5 absolutely does, I just fall in love with it. But not only that, it's got just lots of great sequences in it, and the acting is actually really good. You know, I feel like at this point in time, Reggie has been playing this guy his whole life. I actually feel like he's pretty good at it, at playing himself. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, there's things you could say to shit on it. The effects are not great, and it still doesn't make any sense, like that. But I just had a lot of fun with it. There's lots of good fun elements.
Hey man, everything's explained away because of the way they wrap it up. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah,
so.
that was like the perfect. And after watching part 4, which I thought was a total jerk off session, I really enjoyed it. So
nice. So Christian, you hated it. Is that what you're getting at?
Really?
I'm a huge Phantasm fan. It was my least favorite of the series.
Interesting.
Wow.
Shit.
Well, you know what? I would say it's on par with 4.
Oh, okay.
But I saw 4 at a screening. I mentioned this in another episode, so I won't get back into it again. Fantasia Fest in Toronto. Oh, fuck off, Brandon.
The Walt Disney?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I think I was really enjoying it because I saw it there and before anybody else, and it was really cool. But then when I rewatched it, I was like, yeah, it's not that great. And I thought this one was. I thought he directed it, so I was going in under the impression that it was directed by Donnie, as we call him. But no, it's not. He just helped write the script and produced it. Has a totally different director, and I thought that worked against the movie because it didn't feel like any of the other movies, other than having the tall man kind of and Reggie in it. That's it. I really thought it was really poor. I thought it was more ambitious than it needed to be, and I think it needed a bigger budget to try to play off of that.
Well, I feel like it's on par with a lot of the Phantasm stuff.
Yeah,
so even though some of the films had bigger budget, I feel still like it was on par. They didn't go too big because I feel like you're saying the opposite of what I hear a lot of people say is like it's not big enough, for a finale. And so yeah, that's and I only watched it one time, and I had fun watching it. I probably watch it tomorrow and be like, this movie fucking sucks.
No, but I guess I was going in fanboy-esque, going, okay, I was starting to hear some rumblings and things. I'm like, I just gotta, I'll take for what, like, actually, Dave, you wrote something about it, and I'm like, oh, wow. And he hasn't liked a lot of them, so I was really looking forward to seeing it. And I was like, and then remember I was texting you guys, I'm like, wow, this is not what I was expecting at all. I'm thoroughly disappointed. But then again, I love 1, 2, and 3, and I know you have you think 2. Like, well, at least the first 2/3, Dave, makes no sense whatsoever and is horrible and is only redeemed by its final act.
Yeah, exactly. It's my least favorite. It's my least favorite. However,
it's so funny.
I don't think there's really a bad movie in the bunch. It's a series. Every movie in that series is above average. And there's one great movie, Phantasm. Everything else is an above average movie. So I'm okay with it. Everything is like on our rating system, somewhere between a 6 and a 7. That's all of them except one, which I'd give a 9. And the rest are just competent movies, better than average. So I don't hate any of them. I just choose my least favorite. But whatever though. Shit, I've talked enough Phantasm.
You haven't checked it out, Brandon?
Not yet.
No. Oh, well.
It's coming.
Yeah, you'll get there. It's 2016. You should be on it. Shit.
Oh yeah, no, it's on the list for this month. It'll be. I'll mention it next show what I thought.
Attaboy. All right, what else do we have? Matt, do you have any more?
I sure do. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. I rewatched Cabin in the Woods for the 3rd time. Still sucks.
Nice.
Never liked that movie.
I'm with you.
Yeah, feel like Dave and I, the first time we recorded a podcast was about Cabin in the Woods. I'm pretty sure that's right. And yeah, it's to me, it's for non-OG horror fans. It's for people who think they know what horror movies are, like kids. And there's elements I love. All the stuff that's not a horror film, like the people running the shit behind the scenes, great. The fact there's a ton of monsters down there, super awesome. But everything with the kids going to the cabin, them being killed and stuff is fucking dreadful. And yeah, so I really just don't like that movie. I don't think I caught it on TV. That's why I watched it again. So.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. Always have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like it, but I've watched it once. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah. No, you're fine. Yeah. Like I said, it's got good stuff in there. It's just, to me, it needed to be developed more. But I also watched a newer one, and this is streaming on Netflix, I believe. It's called Pod. And
I saw that.
It's a little film from last year, and I fucking thought it was amazing. It's a very small budget film, very small cast, one location, those type of movies. And I've really been liking a lot of those lately. And this one was no different. It's about a brother and a sister going out to a cabin to sort of have an intervention with their other brother. He's kind of become a shut-in. And so they go out there, and he's a war veteran. So he's already had some mental instability and stuff like that. So they go out there to take care of him, and he's spouting all this stuff about a pod, there's a pod, it killed my dog, and all this stuff. I got in the basement, and they're like, you're crazy. So the whole movie, or not the whole movie, but a good chunk of the movie, I would say an hour of it, is just them talking it out, them and their relationships, which, maybe some horror fans wouldn't like, but I liked all of the character stuff with these guys because it was well acted and well written. And then I'd say the last 30 minutes is where all the horror stuff comes in and the twists and turns that involves. But I highly recommend Pod, and it's streaming on Netflix. So.
Cool. Is it? It's on Netflix now? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, streaming on Netflix.
Oh, I saw it last year, towards the end of the year, and I liked it. I think I need to watch it again. I like the director's other work more, and I love Lauren Ashley Carter, who's in it. I love everything that she's done in the genre, so that's cool. But
I didn't know anybody involved whatsoever. So
well, Larry Fessenden's in there too. Fessenden's in there. Lauren Ashley Carter. Who else?
I don't know those people.
Oh man,
I'm out of touch.
Dave's just making up names.
Yeah, I guess so.
These aren't even real people.
They were in
right.
it.
They were in it. I gotta go back and watch it again. Have you guys seen this? Brandon, you saw it, right, Pod?
No, I haven't. I'm a fan of Lauren Ashley Carter because of Mind's Eye, because of Darling, because of Jugface, because of Jugface, but I haven't seen Pod.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it either.
Well,
same director as those you're saying?
Same
it's
director.
Mind's Eye.
Oh,
Mind's
okay.
Eye.
Then I definitely want to see it because I'm a big fan of that film.
Yeah. Unless I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's him, Joe the Ghost, or whatever his name is.
Joe the Ghost?
Yeah, the Ghost. The Ghost. No, I think his name is Baghost.
Joe the Goat?
Begos, I believe it is. Let me see if I'm right now. Oh, no, it's Mikey Keating. Sorry. Mickey Keating. My mistake. And he did Pod and Darling and Carnage Park and Ritual. I get confused because Lauren Ashley Carter was in Darling and Mind's Eye, and I'm thinking the direct. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So Mickey Keating is the guy.
I'll still say it. I like Darling.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, Darling's good. Carnage Park, I wasn't so crazy about, but whatever.
I haven't seen any of those, but I want to check them out now. So.
Darling is on Netflix, I believe, streaming now.
Darling is on Netflix.
Yeah, check it out.
It's on Canadian Netflix too.
Is it?
Nobody gives a fuck about that.
Is that even a real thing? Okay.
No, it's just American Netflix, but they put like a CA at the end. I got two more. That I wrote down, and I just want to breeze through them real quick. I saw Halloween 4 again, and I'm really not a fan of a lot of the later sequels, but for some reason I've like really warmed up to this one because I stopped looking at it as a sequel to the beloved Halloween and just look at it as like a slasher film. And it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. So I liked it more this time than I ever have. And I don't even know why I keep coming back to these Halloween sequels. I guess because I feel guilty because I bought the box set and I have to watch them. So
The first
And
four,
Loomis.
first four, man. I love the first
Loomis.
four Halloweens.
I don't like 4. The third act is fucking kill. It's so boring to me. I can't stand it.
there's tons of stuff that sucks in it. Just a lot, I mean, but yeah. But I there's enough stuff to carry me through it, and I think a lot of it is Sam Loomis.
It is, man. Yeah, dude. Gotta have Loomis. And the first 15 minutes is good, but then, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. We've covered it. Fuck, we're gonna do a Banana Laser again?
No, it's not. No, we're never doing Banana Laser ever again. Thanks, Dave. And lastly, I put in Garfield's Halloween Adventure the other night, and it's still a classic. Still a classic. I don't know if you guys ever watched that, but
Yeah, they're pirates, right?
yeah, I bought a bootleg copy of it a couple years ago because I didn't have it, and I love it so much. Yeah, the pirates and the pirate ghosts. Are they ghost pirates? I don't know.
Exactly. Nice.
That's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Awesome.
Nice. Speaking of that, this is funny. My daughter has caught on to me so much that we were watching the other day. We watched Willy Wonka, maybe 2 weeks ago, and we've seen it so many times. And we happened to be at my mother's house, and I think she had it on DVR. So I think we just watched like the second. I don't know what it was, but the movie ended and the credits hit. And then my daughter was just sitting there on the couch, and she goes, 10 out of 10. She said. I'm like, yeah, you're right. All right. It was just funny that just out of nowhere she says it. She's like, okay, just like her daddy. But
Like father, like daughter.
Amen. Yes. Now, Christian, what about you? Have you watched anything at all?
Yeah, no, I've watched a lot. Just
Oh, really?
well, no,
I
it
thought
was you were talking about 2016 releases. I only watched 3
Well,
since the
talk about
last time we
anything.
talked.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
Phantasm 5, which we talked
Yeah.
about already. Crush the Skull.
Okay, Crush the Skull. I only gave it a 6. I think
I-
Brandon liked it more than I did.
7.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, it's good.
It was my type. I love the characters. I love the comedic banter between the boyfriend
I like
girlfriend, and I thought they carried that on really well. It's not what I expected from a movie called Crush the Skull, and
Right.
based on all the imagery I saw, because I didn't go in watching a preview. I don't take your stance of not watching previews. But for some movies, I just like to go in blind, and this was one that I went in.
Dave doesn't even want to know the name of the movie.
Nope, it's a spoiler.
Nothing.
He just
If I know a skull is going to be crushed, oh my god, it ruins it. And now I'm just waiting for that skull to be crushed. Fuck this.
And I love it, just like Anti-Birth did that slam cut at the end. I love how this one ends too, and it was
Yeah.
it
Crush
was
the Skull!
yeah, a lot of fun, man. A lot of
really
fun. I
was.
really enjoyed this, and it's not a gore fest, but there's some gore. I love how they play around with the plot elements of it, and so yeah, definitely check that out. And I'll rattle
Okay,
these
well-
off, and then you guys go. So Friday
Rattle,
13th
homie.
Part 1, 2, and 3, Halloween 3 4 times already, Halloween 1, 2, and 4, Trick or Treat, and Trick or Treat, of course, because we did that the
Now,
last show.
how come you didn't watch part 4? You're just afraid that you're gonna realize that Gordon didn't commit suicide.
Ask Matt. He's
No,
a Friday
we just
fan.
did.
Wait.
We just did part 4 for a show. Gordon could not have been killed by Jason because Jason's in the basement. And with the
Jason's
skill,
everywhere.
Rob.
Jason's
not-
everywhere.
he's not
That's the whole point.
No,
He's
not
everywhere.
Jesus.
Yeah,
No,
he's got the
because he's
gardening
still a
tools
human
in part
at this
7
point.
every 2
He's not.
seconds.
He's not Manhattan Jason yet, where he just sort of like boop boop beep beep pops up wherever he wants to.
Did we ever
He's a human.
decide who took Manhattan better, Jason or the Muppets?
We have not decided, and we will not.
If only
decide.
Jason sung songs.
Yeah.
then it would have
Right
been in there.
together again. Yeah.
Like Kermit on his like just Kermit sitting like right here.
Somebody's getting married.
Shit, you
Nice.
remember the whole movie.
A mashup would be
Yeah.
fantastic. He dove through the window. Now, we
suicide.
jokingly say he committed suicide, but the only thing that he could have been doing is dove through that window out of fear. But he didn't get tossed out because Jason's not
I
physically
hear
be there.
snapping. You hear a back snapping. Somebody broke him in half and then tossed him out the window with his tail wagging.
Why does a full dog dive out the window then?
Oh, no, maybe his back was. He's like, it's like this guy's gonna kill me. You've already broke my back. I'm jumping out and take a chance.
Matt, what do you
Realistically-
say?
Whether he committed suicide or not, no, I feel like he jumped out in fear. I feel like Jason is that scary. Even a dog, you know. And now if it was Michael Myers, definitely he's killing himself and out of fear because, you know, Michael lives off eating dogs. So, but no, I feel like it was just a scared thing. And it's partially because you see a dog jump out the window and it's clearly a dog jumping, not a dog being thrown, because they're not going to throw a dog. So only for that aspect, I would say that.
So you didn't hear a snap and half a dog go out the window like Brandon thinks.
There is bone crunching before he goes out the window.
I think someone was eating celery in the other room as you were watching.
I'm going to have to look to see at the party downstairs if they had celery on the table. If they had celery on the table, then I'll jump on board the suicidal. What was he, a golden retriever?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Bottom line, he jumped out the window. Jason did not.
Bottom line is Brandon is wrong. That's the bottom line.
No, you can't. Jason can't throw a dog out the window. So
why can't you?
What do you mean?
Why can't you? Dave does it all the fucking time.
Anybody can do it. I have 2 dogs. I can throw them out the window right now if I wanted to.
Especially car windows. Fuck them.
Record it and see if their tails are wagging as they go down. We'll see.
If they're dumb, yeah. I think that one of my dogs would have a wagging tail. The other would not.
One would.
Yeah, she would think that she was flying, you know? Hey! You know?
Like UHF. Like UHF.
Yes.
Yeah. Today we're teaching poodles how to fly.
Here goes Fifi.
I love that movie. The fact that you guys have seen it. Not many people I've talked to have watched that film. I have that on DVD. Love it.
Amazing.
Weird Al, man. Great
Weird Al's
film.
great. It's his best
Holds
movie.
up. Still holds up.
It does.
Yeah.
It's his best movie, yes. It definitely is, Dave.
It's his only movie.
No, Rob Zombie's Halloween too.
Okay, that's not a Weird Al vehicle.
And The Naked Gun. All right? I'm just saying.
Cameos. Those are cameos.
Yeah, don't you remember that scene in Naked Gun when Frank Drebin gets off the thing and they're all going crazy and he thinks he steps up for a press conference.
Wait, you can bring Spy Hard into this now too? Doesn't he do the opening song to Spy Hard?
Oh, okay. I'll one up you.
Johnny Dangerously?
Yeah.
He did that song.
And that is our Weird Al bit for the evening. Okay, let's rattle off these 2016s, Brandon. I want to know what's going on here.
You want me? Okay, I'm just gonna literally rattle them off.
Rattle them off, give a grade, and then I'll tell you what I've seen, and I'll argue with you.
Okay.
Or agree.
Bleed, 5 out of 10.
Bleed, 5.5. I'm with you. Okay.
Okay, They're Watching, 7 out of 10.
I watched it, but I don't know how long ago. Go ahead.
Satanic, 7 out of 10. Really surprised with that one for such a low rating.
Yes.
Yeah, and I remember you said that, and then I watched it. I was like, this deserves much higher than like a 3 point whatever it has on the B.
Yep, totally. They're Watching, I gave it a 6. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 7. I really liked it. I was into it. Then I started watching some of these exploitation films. The Wicked Woods, I gave a 6.5. Female Werewolf, I gave a generous 4.5. Killbillies, I gave a 6.5.
Killbillies.
Killbillies. Yeah. It's not bad. Observance, I gave a 6.5. If He Hollers is also a Film Rise film. I gave a 3 out of 10. One of the most deplorable films I've seen this year. Really just yeah, this is this year's death score service for me.
High recommendation.
Horrible.
I didn't bother with it. See, I have a nose for fucking shit. I can tell before I watch a movie it's gonna be shit.
Why is Brandon here then?
99% of the time, that's why he's here. There's that 1%.
Warning. 3 All Hallows Eve is not an All Hallows Eve.
I knew that was a trick.
Sequel. It's a trick, and it's a piece of shit. It's a 2 out of 10.
Fuck those assholes.
What, Terrifier?
2 out of 10.
It's just a clown movie, isn't it?
No, not Terrifier.
No, it's an anthology. Oh, no, you're thinking of.
He's thinking Terrifier.
Terrifier.
Are you listening, Christian? He said
that's
Three
not.
All
That's
Hallows
not.
Eve.
3 All Hallows Eve. We almost did it last week. I watched Territory. I watched All Through the House.
Me too.
I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 6.5. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
It's a
I
fun.
watched it.
It's
Watched a
shitty
film
towards
called
the end.
I watched a film called Body, which was pretty shitty. Watched a film called Bunny the Killer Thing, which was shitty. Watched The Good Neighbor, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Not really horror. Scare Campaign, fantastic film. This movie called Simon, also on Amazon Prime, really good. Low budget, but really good, and there's a sequel coming. The Neon Dead, okay. The Sect, okay. The Alchemist Cookbook, okay. Yoga Hosers, okay. The Windmill, really good. Really enjoyed that last year. Really enjoyed it.
Yes.
Great film.
What'd you give it?
I gave it, I sometimes am like torn in between, so I'll do that 7.5 to 8 range.
And I gave it an 8. I was really pleased with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. What We Become, I gave a 7.5.
I gave it an 8.
Okay, I watched The Wailing, which is absolutely phenomenal. 8.5 for me.
I haven't seen it yet. Damn.
I watched The Break-In, which is a low-budget found footage film. Pretty good. The ending could have been stronger. I watched She Who Must Burn, which I thought was phenomenal. Riddle Room, Dead of Winter, and The Greasy Strangler.
So what's
And
your highest ratings?
The highest rating that I mentioned was The Wailing at 8.5, and She Who Must Burn, I gave an 8. The Good Neighbor, I also gave an 8. But there's a film that I'm not mentioning because it's in contention for my number 1 spot now that I did watch, that I'm in that 9 to 9.5 range.
Have I seen it?
If you haven't, you will. It's a film that was in theaters. That's all I'll tell you. So it's, I'll tell you guys, obviously, off air. I just don't want to spoil it for listeners because I was so shocked by it.
Is it a sequel?
It is.
All right, I've seen it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's fucking phenomenal, and I'm sure everyone can figure it out by now. But it was absolutely amazing from start to finish.
Interesting. Okay. Well, The Good Neighbor. Okay, it got my highest. Actually, no, 2. I gave 2 movies a 9 out of 10. The Good Neighbor.
I'm so glad to hear that.
It was great, and I think it counts as horror. So
I'll count it.
I'm counting it.
Again, yeah.
Well, with a supernatural type thing involved, so I think it should count.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I was worried you guys weren't going to think it was when I was talking about it.
No, I'm fine with calling that horror. It's just, yeah, I really am. I would have to say, and my other big one is that movie. Pardon me my pronunciation, but Cesaro Diabolical.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention it because I watched it obviously like a month ago. But
you mentioned it last show. You said you had to watch it.
Yeah, it's also on Netflix, Matt and Christian.
Yep.
I'm sure it's probably on Canadian Netflix if it's the same as American.
Change that name. Jesus.
Yeah, Scherzo Diabolico. It's phenomenal.
It's fucking really good. I gave it a 9, man. That's fucking.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Those are my 2 highest rated. Then another one, Train to Busan. I gave it 8.5. That was.
Yeah, I still got to sit down and watch that one.
Check that out. And then a couple slasher, All Through the House was good until kind of the end, but it's a fun slasher. It's fun. Definitely watch it in December. It's not bad. The other slasher, like I said, the Windmill Massacre scene, I give it 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that was really good.
It was good. I like the way it ended. I like the story. Your basic old school type of slasher that you don't see.
And you could see sequels spawning from that, right?
You could, yes.
Yeah.
What We Become, I give it an 8.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And then a couple other random, nothing special. Hexecutioners, 5.5. Evil Souls, 5. Nothing. The Secrets of Emily Blair was a decent surprise because it had a low rating, and I ended up giving it a 7 out of 10. It's kind of like a possessed type thing. No. It was like a possession type thing, but it was played well. It was cool. And the girl that's the lead does a good job. But it's not like a possession like Emily Rose or The Exorcist. It's done in a different way. It's like she's, I don't know.
And that's on Netflix. Yeah.
So check it out. That's all I'll get into. But yeah, we're firing away with these movies.
The year is definitely getting stronger.
Yeah, I'm fine with this year. I really am fine with it. My top 10, I'm going to have a pretty solid top 10. I think right now it's hard to say if it's as good as last year, but if it's not, then it's right there with like 2013 or something, which was a good year.
I think it's going to be tough to make a top 10 because I feel like we have so many 9s and 8.5s. It's going to be like number 1 could have been number 10, vice versa.
Yep.
Really going to come down to rewatching these 10 films that we decide on and ordering them based on
Definitely.
enjoyability.
And I watched a lot more, but I'm not going to get into it. But I'll mention one thing. I saw Friday the 13th at the theater for the first time. I went to the show and I saw Friday the 13th. And it was great. It was so great to watch it in the theater. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was by my buddy was going to go and he couldn't get out. Well, I just went by myself and I went and I was actually getting pissed because there was a couple in the corner over here and they kept talking and talking. I just did this. I gave them the finger at one point just because I was don't ruin my fucking experience. But it didn't ruin my experience. I had a good time, and Friday the 13th, come on.
Cool.
Is Pamela still the killer?
I believe so, yeah.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
It's Gordon.
Spoiler alert.
It's Muffin.
Gordon.
It's Muffin.
Look what you did to him!
Making love.
Making love while that boy drowned. Oh, awesome. Okay, guys, we got to move on. Holy shit, we got to do our top
Part
10s.
3s, motherfucks.
Part 3s. Yes, we sent it out there. We asked everybody. We got a bunch of... I'll get to the listeners last, but we'll do ours first. That's right. They can wait, because that's they can wait. But we got a good response with them. So, who wants to go first? No? Okay, I'll go first then. Okay, hold on. I gotta go back to my other note and find it. Top 10.
He's not prepared. He wants to go first.
No, I had too many notes. I was at the listeners' notes. Now I got to go back to my notes.
I cheated on this one. I finally pulled the Brandon and Dave.
Oh, I'm giving an honorable mention.
You fuckers.
Or I'll give an honorable mention. I won't.
I'm just teasing.
We're giving honorable mentions? Okay,
They can.
I'm just
Okay,
giving a tie for 10th because I didn't know if you guys.
That's
were
what I
gonna
did. A
consider
tie
one.
for 10.
A tie for
Well, I got 10, and then I got 20 honorable mentions, so.
Every other
cool.
part 3 ever made.
Basically.
We'll do like
Amityville
last
3D made it.
Maybe it did. We'll do 10 to 6 around the horn, and then we'll do 5 to 1 like we did last time. All right? Sound good? All right. Not too bad. Okay.
Sounds good.
Here we go.
Sorry.
My number 10 is Sleepaway Camp 3. Number 9 is Psycho 3. Number 8, Paranormal Activity 3. Number 7, The Exorcist 3. And number 6, Saw 3.
Nice.
Next.
Interestingly nice. Do you want me to go next?
Go ahead.
Since no one else is jumping in?
Go ahead.
Tied for 10. Exorcist 3 and Hellraiser 3.
Hellraiser
9.
3. Wow.
Hell on Earth.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
9. Saw 3.
Yes.
8.
All right.
Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Nice.
7. Phantasm 3. And 6. Halloween 3.
Ooh.
6.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Dave, cut his mic.
6.
Cut his mic.
I
now.
came in
What
here.
is
I don't know.
happening?
I'm very much like Willis on this film. I'm kidding.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, Willis was going to come on this show. Willis Wheeler was going to come on, but we already had Matt coming on. But here's the thing, damn it. Willis isn't even a fan of the movie. He heard we were going to do Halloween 3, and he says, hey, I'd like to come on the show. And I said, well, only if you love it. And he says, no, actually, I don't. I'm like, well, luckily for you and for us that Matt was already invited to come on, because if you come on here and shit on Halloween 3, we're going to have problems, homie.
We would have been saying what you talk about, Willis, every 2 seconds.
We should just have that soundbite.
Every, time
Every
you said
character
something.
doing it.
Cool.
True.
I think Dice even does it when he was Crazy Larry on the show.
Oh, yeah.
I just had to
was-
wedge Dice in there.
Of course.
Dice
Our Dice
reference.
mention.
Got to squeeze Clay in every chance you get. Yes. Okay, so go ahead. Who's next? 10 to 6.
I guess I'll go. That's fine. All right, tie for 10th. I put Child's Play 3 and 4 Flies on Grey Velvet. I didn't know if we were going to consider...
Does that count?
Well, that's why I had it as a tie for 10th, because I didn't know if we were
okay.
going to count the Animal trilogy.
I didn't
and-
count it, but I
Yeah.
understand how you could. I understand how you
Right.
could. I can't
All
shut.
right, then there might be an argument with one more, but okay, number 9, I did Hatchet 3. Actually, there might be a few more arguments. Hatchet 3.
Hatchet 3.
Number 8, Army of Darkness. Number 7, House by the Cemetery.
Ah.
Oh, see. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Gates of Hell. Okay.
And number
I didn't even
6.
think about that.
And number 6, Sleepaway Camp 3.
Woo. You are the sleepaway camp dude.
I know. I felt guilty. But when you hear my top 5, you'll be like, all right.
Yeah.
No, I'm just surprised that it's so high. You had part 2 very high, and you had this pretty high, I think. So that's.
Yeah, I told you. After that show really made me love Sleepaway Camp even more than I already did.
Nice. All right.
Chicks with
All
dicks, man. All
thing.
right, here's my.
Brandon's the shame.
Big black cocks, pearly white cum is number 10.
You knew the movie I was going with. Clerks.
Just kidding. My number 10 is actually A Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
That's your number 10?
10.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
not a fan of the series, but I recognize that one is the best. My number 9 is actually a new film, and I might have even put it higher, but it's so new. And it's debatable on whether or not you can count this one, but it's The Blair Witch, which just came out, which I thought was phenomenal.
Still gotta see it.
Number 8 is Paranormal Activity 3.
Nice.
What's next? Number 7 is Psycho 3. And number 6 is Exorcist 3.
Wow, we had a lot of close.
You know, I had to exclude Psycho 3 because I don't remember it that well. And Exorcist 3, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen it.
What?
Oh,
Yeah. I know. That's
Highly
crazy.
recommendable. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to pick up the new Blue. I don't think I ever saw it. And Psycho 3, it's been so long, I just didn't want to include it because I honestly don't remember it. Because I had Psycho 2 on the Part 2's list, but not 3.
Okay, well, maybe we'll do them. Maybe we'll do them.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll do Exorcist. Because episode 25, we're probably going to have a vote. We're going to do a trilogy. We kind of talked about it.
If you're doing that, can I volunteer to come on?
Yes.
Only
if you bring a Halloween 3 quiz with you.
Okay, no problem. I'll be prepared. I feel like you can get that Blu-ray box set of Exorcist relatively cheap for under $30, which is a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
You can. Yep. And there's a brand new Exorcist 3 Blu-ray. I don't know if it's out or if it's coming out, but
Scream Factory. I think it's.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
It's either out or it's very soon.
it's on the way. Okay. All right. Now I'll go to my 5. And I'm going to have one in there that nobody has, not one person mentioned it out of the 20, 30 people that have put it in, that I'm going to read after the listeners. None of you guys are going to have it. No one even thinks about it because nobody talks about the first 2, and half the people don't even know about it. It just pisses me off, but I do love it. So here's my top 5. Number 5, Friday the 13th, Part 3. Number 4, Halloween 3. Number 3, Ju-On the Grudge. Yes, it's a Part 3.
No, it is.
There's Ju-On the Curse, there's Ju-On the Curse 2, and Ju-On the Grudge is the 3rd in the series.
I like the shit I got for
Bullshit.
like House by the Cemetery, and then you're pulling Ju-On out.
This is completely in order, though. This makes a lot more sense than House by the Cemetery.
House by the Cemetery is the Gates of Hell trilogy.
It's an unofficial thing. At least Ju-On is the 3rd in that franchise, though. It's a real
You're
franchise.
just wanting an excuse to keep saying Jew all night, I think.
Night of the Living Jews.
I still gotta seek that movie
Yes,
out.
you do. Yes, you do. Okay, so Ju-On the Grudge is number 3. Number 2 is Day of the Dead. And number 1 is Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
so
Okay.
there you have it.
Good list.
Thank you.
Somewhat similar. So now my number 5 is Psycho 3. My number 4 is Friday the 13th Part 3. My number 3 is Dream Warriors. My number 2 is Army of Darkness. And my number 1 is Day of the Dead.
Nice.
Very good.
Very
Nice.
cool.
So you had Dawn as your number 1 for number 2, and then you had Dave for number 3. Wow, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm a
All
huge
right.
fan of both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
All right, number 5, Day of the Dead. Number 4, Saw 3.
Nice.
Number 3, Friday 3. Number 2, Nightmare 3, Dream Warriors. And number 1, Halloween 3.
Wow.
It's the number one spot.
You can be on this show now.
It's so rewatchable. I rewatch films, obviously, but I haven't rewatched films at a pace like this where I've watched it like 3 times in a month and not been like distracted, like totally fully engaged.
It's awesome, man. That's great. And think about this. He has Friday 3 higher up than the Friday fanboys. Which is well, Matt's 1 too. I don't know. Let's see where Matt has it. But so far with Christian and I, we have it at 4. He had it higher at 3. That's freaking awesome.
You're also assuming I have either Friday 3 or Halloween 3 on my top 5, so you don't know.
I know you do.
You're right. Okay, so number 5 is Saw 3.
Nice.
Probably the best in the series.
Yep.
Number 4 is Day of the Dead. Number 3 is Army of Darkness. Number 2 is Friday 3.
All right.
And number 1 is Halloween 3. Because you just your rewatchability is insane with it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I agree, man. The rewatchability is insane. All right, so good list, everybody. That's good shit. Not too much cheating going on.
Can I get to my 20 honorable mentions?
Go ahead. As I'm sifting through the listeners, you can just rattle them off.
I'm kidding, but I like that you said Texas Chainsaw 3 because that almost made my list, but it couldn't. Also, Return of the Living Dead 3, Sleepaway Camp 3, and another one I almost threw in there was Predators, which is not really a horror film.
Yeah, well,
but
it's fine.
I think Part 1 is a horror film. Part 2 is not, and Part 3 is not. But the rewatchability of Predators is awesome. So
Really? I gotta watch it again. Wow.
Oh, you've seen it? I'm surprised you've even watched it.
Predators? Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I like it.
Definitely. All right. Now to the listeners. Now this is interesting because the top 4 got a shit load. Like the top 4, like number 4 has 173 points. Number 5 has 85 points. So that's the difference. Like the big 4 are tremendous with the amount of points they got, and the other ones are not. But we have some ties. So there's actually 12 movies on this list from the listeners. So number 10 with 37 points, Phantasm 3 and Final Destination 3. And nobody had Final Destination 3 on any of ours. But number
It sucked.
Like the worst one.
Yeah,
it
is the worst one of that series.
No, four is bad.
At least 4 was in 3D.
And I'll give them that. No, Matt's straight because it's a saving grace because the 3D in that movie is ridiculous. It's great. The movie sucks, but I mean, it's great.
Wow, okay. I didn't think people hated on it that much. But well, the fans, the listeners here like it. Phantasm and Final Destination tied 10th at 37. Number 9 with 43 points is Hellraiser. Number 8, Psycho 3. That has 66 points. Number 7, nobody's mentioned this at all. Return of the Living Dead 3. 69 points.
That was
It's been
my
so long
number
since
11.
It's been so long since I've seen it. I don't remember it as well.
I've never seen it. I wanted to do the trilogy, by the way. I've never seen it, so that's
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to watch Part 2?
Well, not necessarily, but whatever. You know, it's part of the trilogy. I could
Part
suck
3
up-
is like half good. That's the thing with it. There's half of it is great, and then there's the other half that's like not great. So that's the struggle.
Like Riverman?
Yeah. Like it opens so strong.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the problem with it.
Huh. Okay. Well, the listeners like it. Number 7. Number 6, Saw 3 with 71 points.
Nice.
Number 5, there's a tie. Army of Darkness and Exorcist 3 tied for 85 points. Now here's the big 4. And this shit's crazy. Number 4 with 173 points, Day of the Dead. Number 3 with 176 points, Halloween 3. Yeah. Number 2 with 180 points, Friday the 13th, Part 3. And number 1, 214 points, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Wow. Man, that's crazy though. 180 points for second place and 214 for first place. So there you go. Yeah, I'm so happy to see that Halloween 3 got love. That's 5-10 years ago.
It gets
wasn't-
better and better every time I watch it.
Oh, you don't gotta convince me. It's fantastic.
Well, I'm convincing you.
And I agree, Brandon.
I mean, these
because-
masks, they turn people into insects, dude. That's awesome.
Ah.
You have to watch it.
So, Matt, did you like this out of the gate? Or wait, I might jump in the gun, Dave. Do you want to save this until we start talking?
Look at
Matter
this
to me.
Canadian just taking
I don't care.
over, just jumping right into reviews.
I don't care.
blowing my load, exploding heads all over the place?
I don't care. I have a thing I wanted to read, but I can wait.
No. I will save it.
You want to save it?
Yeah.
Table it.
Okay, I'm going to read this. I pulled something together. I was reading different articles. I was pulling up everything I could for Halloween 3. I was looking at articles. I was watching documentaries. I was looking at YouTube videos. I was doing different things. And I was trying to get any bit of information that I hadn't known about this movie before, anything like that.
Having a connection issue.
I think we're fine now. Why was I?
Okay, we're good. We're good now.
Good? Okay, all right.
Sorry.
No, that's good. So I pulled up all this stuff, and I came up with a little lead-in to the movie. And just hear me out for a couple minutes. And I compiled this with many different things, and I have to give credit to... I'll wait till the end, because I don't have it all written down here. But I wrote a thing, and I'm going to read it out, and check it out. This is the Halloween 3 story. Following the mind-boggling success of the 1978 original, Halloween, John Carpenter and Deborah Hill had a clever idea. Instead of traditional repetitive sequels, they turned Halloween into an anthology series. Each year a new film would come out whose only connection to the previous films would be that it centered around a Halloween theme. As far as holidays go, Halloween was as rich with stories as Christmas, right? The clever angle would keep the franchise alive and fresh, and any one of the entries could in turn become a franchise in its own right, spinning off its own sequels. It sounded like a studio's dream. Because of the slasher craze ushered in by Friday the 13th, Halloween 2 had already gone into production, so it was too late to do anything with the anthology idea. They were going to do another after part 2, whether John Carpenter liked it or not, so he remained involved. Or maybe not. Carpenter and Hill charged ahead, hoping to reclaim the anthology idea with Halloween 3. Instead of Michael Myers with a butcher knife, the core idea of the film would be witchcraft meets the computer age. They brought in Joe Dante to direct and hired the remarkable Nigel Neal of the Quatermass films to write the script, which focused on modern-day druids practicing Halloween in the old-fashioned way. Joe Dante soon left the project and was replaced by longtime Carpenter collaborator Tommy Lee Wallace. Carpenter asked Wallace to direct part 2, but he declined. He says he hates sequels, and he calls them a disease in Hollywood, which, on a personal level, was kind of silly because he did Fright Night 2, and he wrote the screenplay for Amityville 2. But whatever. That's what he said. In fact, the entire project did become a family affair, as most of the crew that had worked on Halloween, The Fog, or both. The lead, Tom Atkins, had been in The Fog, and there were even small roles for Jamie Lee Curtis and Dick Warlock, who played Myers in Halloween 2. Both Carpenter and Wallace reworked the script, adding, among other things, the film's most memorable element, the Silver Shamrock jingle. Dio De Laurentiis, the film's distributor, was unhappy with Nigel Neal's screenplay, so he passed it off to Carpenter and Wallace and asked them to put in more gore. Neal was disgusted with changes and asked to have his name removed from the credits. Carpenter also had his name removed from a writing credit. Only Tommy Lee Wallace was credited as the writer, but he claims that 60% of the screenplay is still Nigel Neal's work. On October 22, 1982, they released Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, the film that marked Wallace's filmmaking debut and which was intended to launch a long-running new series. The film's poster featured not a hint of Myers, just a demonic face, a few shadowy trick-or-treaters, and an ominous tagline, "The night no one comes home." Instead, no one showed up, and Halloween 3 quickly became a fan-derided, audience-ignored misfire. A few days after its release, Wallace happened to see an executive from Universal Pictures, the film studio at a Los Angeles restaurant. He almost didn't acknowledge me walking by, says Wallace. It was clear they were done with me. It was like, oh, I'm just a piece of shit again. Even without the baggage of that Halloween title, Season of the Witch still would have stood out at the time, thanks to its crazy, overstuffed plot. In a quiet California town, a toy company called Silver Shamrock Novelties is churning out a series of best-selling Halloween masks. Unbeknownst to its kitty customers, though, Silver Shamrock's owner, a malevolent Irishman played by Dan O'Harely, an Oscar nominee from 54's Robinson Crusoe, has outfitted the mask with special computer chips that, when triggered by a mechanically
Stonehenge.
maniacally catchy, commercial jingle, will kill them on Halloween night. Those chips, by the way, are powered by pieces of a stolen Stonehenge. The studio wanted a happy ending, but John Carpenter had creative control and he left it up to Wallace. Season of the Witch was a song by Donovan. He tried to get them to drop the Halloween from the title. Sorry, I'm reading all fucked up. Son of a bitch.
I love Season of the Witch by Donovan.
You know it?
Of course, I know Donovan. And Donovan's son was the killer in Cutting Class.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that about Cutting Class.
Yeah, Donovan Leach.
Okay.
And Iona Sky is Donovan's daughter.
Really?
Yes.
Ah, you're a big Donovan guy. I didn't know this. I didn't know. Okay.
I'm not. I just know like Hurdy-Gurdy Man and Season of the Witch and Catch the Wind.
I dig them.
Yeah.
Mellow Yellow, you know?
Yeah.
Where Your Love, yeah. Yeah, I dig them. So anyway, Season of the Witch, he got the idea from the Donovan song, and he just wanted to call the movie Season of the Witch. He wanted them to drop Halloween from the title. And obviously it didn't happen. He eventually said that what got the movie made is also its curse, because it would not have gotten funded without the Halloween name. According to Wallace, the downbeat finale was indirectly responsible for Halloween 3's relative lackluster commercial performance. It grossed $14 million. Okay. John Carpenter called me after what we turned the movie in, Wallace remembers. He said they hate the ending. And to John's eternal credit, he said, your ending is your ending. It's up to you, it's up to me, but I'll leave it in your hands. You decide. And I didn't think about it for a long time before I said, let's leave it as is. As soon as that decision was made, Universal gave up and decided not to support the movie. But over the past 3 decades, Season of the Witch has gone from near franchise killer to beloved curiosity item. In recent years, viewers have fully glommed onto Season of the Witch, a movement that began in the late 90s when the film's brooding electro-pop score, composed by Carpenter and Alan Howarth, was rediscovered by music fans. It's an incredible piece of music, says British record label owner Spencer Hickman. It stands out with anything being released today by those leading the field of electronic music. For Wallace, who was heartbroken by Season of the Witch's initial reception, the delayed vindication has been a welcome. A few years ago, he began attending festivals where he was greeted by fans of not only his later work, including the TV adaptation of Stephen King's It, but by Season of the Witch aficionados. They walk up and say, hey, I know people badmouth Halloween 3, but I think it's great, Wallace recalls. That just became the line. Now when I go to these festivals, people come up and say, hey, I know. And I stop them and say, you don't have to say that anymore. Halloween 3 has found its audience. There's a lot of us out there who think it's a pretty damn good movie. There you go. Roll credits. So
Thank you, Stephen. I mean, Dave.
It's funny, I read that yesterday in prep for Matt's quiz.
Oh,
I read that whole thing, that whole article.
There was one thing that was a little confusing. The ending, the original ending was supposed to be really dark. We're supposed to be children screaming.
right, when the credits came.
Yeah.
When the credits came.
Instead of the music at the end, it was just going to be the credits rolling and children screaming. Yeah.
That would have been absolutely fucking terrifying.
I wish they would have stuck with it, actually. It's great.
I like this ending.
I like this ending a lot. That ending would have been freaking creepy as hell.
I love it, but no one's ever done that either, so that's why I think it would be amazing. But either way, I mean, you can't really complain about it. So that's the story of Halloween 3, is the best I can come up with and piece together.
Ratings?
There's one more thing I want to say before we get into the movie. Did you guys know about the times that Halloween 3 has been featured on other movies or other television shows? Are you aware of any of this stuff or no?
No,
Because
I'm
it
not
had.
aware at all.
No? Oh, well, then I'm going to have to educate you quickly. All right. 4 awesome homages to Halloween 3. And here's what they are. First of all, this is actually funny. Knight Rider. Back in 84, for the earliest and most unexpected Halloween 3 homage of all. October 28th, 1984, Knight Rider aired the Season 3 episode Halloween Night, a holiday special that saw Bonnie seeking out the services of crime-fighting organization Flag after witnessing a woman being strangled by someone wearing a gorilla costume 2 days before Halloween. In the episode, which pays tribute to Psycho, Kurt Paul guest stars as a character by the name of Norman Baines. And, yes, Norman Baines.
Hey, just change one letter. You're fine.
Yeah. And he can be seen wearing a familiar-looking pumpkin mask during a Halloween party sequence, with the iconic silver shamrock tag very much visible.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. Interesting to note that Kurt Paul went on to play Norman Bates in 1987's Bates Motel. So that's pretty crazy.
That
Okay,
show is
how about-
horrible. If
Interesting.
you saw it, it's like a mini series. Did you ever
Yeah,
see
it
it?
is, that's shit.
Oh,
was
that
horrible.
I thought you meant Knight Rider when you said that show was horrible. Oh, okay.
Well, Knight Rider was pretty bad too. But Bates, the Bates Motel miniseries was. I remember my dad, who's a huge Hitchcock fan, and we sat down to watch it, and it was just painful. Painful.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. It's like 2 episodes of the show smashed together, and yeah, they try to turn it into it has nothing to do with the Bates, and it's just all about the motel and the different people that show up, and they try to make it like a Twilight Zone-esque, but all in the same location type show. So, but it's just not very good.
I've never seen it, but I have a feeling I will watch it, even though everyone says it's shit. It's just one of those things you want to see as a Psycho fan.
Yeah, you should watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, how about this movie here? I believe it's pronounced Livide, Livide. It's from the people that
French
made
film.
Inside.
Yeah.
French. Yeah. Christian, come on, you've seen it, right?
I saw it. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, are you aware about the 30 minutes into the movie, which is set on Halloween? Lucy and friends are en route to the mansion when their car briefly breaks down in the middle of the road, and 3 trick-or-treaters approach the vehicle, wearing the skull, pumpkin, and witch masks made by Silver Shamrock.
Now that you've mentioned it, yeah, I somehow recall that, but I would have never remembered.
Even though I didn't see the movie, once you mentioned it, I knew that too.
Really?
Oh,
and then it says here...
There's a lot of detest. Matt, you could see, like, the tension. Here, right?
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, you guys do this every week. Ugh.
And there's a character that sings a line from the unforgettable jingle heard throughout Season of the Witch. So there's a lot of shit going on in Leviathan. I gotta watch this movie. Do you own this movie, Christian, or no?
No.
No? Do you own it, Brandon?
No, not yet.
It's hard to get your hands on it, so... Okay.
No, it's a UK edition. There's no Region 1.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's why. Okay. Now there's one more. Well, there's 2, but one of them is The Guest. I have not seen The Guest. I have it now at home, but I've never
good
seen
movie.
it.
I've seen I remember that part in The Guest.
Yep,
Okay.
I remember it
The
too.
director's a huge fan of this movie.
Yeah.
So apparently they're right in there's images in the movie of the masks from
The
Halloween.
masks.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I won't spend time on that. And here's one more. Premiering in 2012, Nickelodeon's new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series. It's an unexpected treat for horror fans. The show absolutely loaded with references to our favorite movies. It's quite clear that the people behind the series are massive fans, as entire episodes have served as tributes to films like Friday the 13th and Predator. Robert Englund even guest starred as a Freddy-like beaver in one.
The Freddy Beaver?
Yep. The
Does
Freddy
he wear a
Beaver.
sweater?
Yes, he does. The season 3 episode Buried Secrets, which aired on October 17th of 2014, references both John Carpenter's The Thing and The Evil Dead, and Halloween 3 is also briefly paid tribute to. Raphael is sitting on the couch at one point, and it's quite clearly the infamous Silver Shamrock commercial he's watching on TV. The flashing image of a pumpkin is accompanied by a hypnotizing theme. So.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Did his face melt? Did little baby turtles come out of his melted head?
No.
He wasn't wearing the mask.
Oh, that's right.
It wasn't time for the big giveaway.
Yes. That reminded me of one more thing I have. The novel. You know there's a Halloween 3 adaptation?
Yeah.
Book about it? Well, has anyone seen this thing at all, by any chance, or read it?
I've seen it. I've never read it.
I remember seeing it on bookshelves. I had Halloween 2 novelization.
Did you?
I don't think I have it anymore, unfortunately.
He got it signed by Clive
Barker, and I sold it on eBay. No, but Halloween 3, I heard it was like a bestseller.
Yeah.
It's great stuff, and I'm going to read a quick thing about little Buddy when he gets killed, because the way it sounds in the novelization is awesome. So I'm going to pick it up right here. The boy lurched back from the set, clutching the mask. A strangled moan came from beneath the mouth holes, as he attempted to remove it. Little Buddy stood up in shock as the boy pitched forward, headfirst into the carpet. Little Buddy kicked and tried to raise himself. His pumpkin head melted. The orange rubber...
Shakespearean.
Yeah. Little Buddy and mouth holes. This is like a creepy kiddie porno.
It gets better.
Little Buddy's mouth holes.
Does Jared from Subway come in a second?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. The orange rubber wrinkled and ran like... Hold on. Sorry. Hold on. Idiot that I am. And ran...
In such suspense.
I know. Yeah, it's very suspense.
To be continued next episode.
Yeah.
I know,
Tune in
right?
next week on Exploding Heads.
Son of a bitch! This fucking... Unbelievable.
What happens to Buddy?
No, I gotta get it. Damn it, this is too good. All right.
Takes the mask off on time and saves
Holy
the day.
shit.
I thought he had the actual book in front of him.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I have these extras. Okay, hold on. And ran like dissolving flesh, uncovering his eyes. They were two blood-red orbs. His parents were both on their feet, but it was too late. The mask hole, which was his mouth, tore open in a rictus. A wiry appendage poked forth, covered with bristles. It booked to the carpet and pulled another appendage out after it. Another and another. It was a spider the size of a black hand.
What?
Yes.
It was a spider the size of a black hand?
Yes. Betty released a half scream, half whimper, and fell upon her sofa. The spider sprang to her face. She shrieked in horror as it stung her again and again. Buddy had to do something. He dove down onto his wife, covering her, but already she was twitching into paralysis. Then out of little Buddy's throat came the writhing extension of something long and impossibly thick, sheathed in a slime, like a swollen, blackened tongue.
God, everything's black with this.
Everything's
This is some
swollen
racist
and
shit.
black.
A snake.
Swollen mouth hole.
Bestseller.
A snake. As it forked the air and unveiled its dripping fangs, Bobby inserted his arms under his sew-in and attempted to turn him over, to lift him away. But the fangs sank deep into his leg, cutting through his trousers and burying their needle-sharp injections to the bone. His legs numbed and collapsed under him. Little Buddy fell back, mask and face crumbling as one into the discoloring carpet. Like a cripple, Buddy tried to stand. He could not. He confronted...
I'm sorry.
What do you mean he tried to stand after his face was melted?
Like a
No,
cripple, he tried to stand.
That's
like a cripple. I didn't hear that.
That's Little Buddy that fell back. Like a cripple, Big Buddy tried to stand because he got bit by a snake. See? That's what he's saying.
And Mama Buddy, she's already gone.
He's gone. He confronted the camera in the corner, tears streaming down his face. Damn you, Cochran, liar, murderer, damn you to hell. Damn you. he was pulled down with the rest of his family. As the defiled head of his only son opened like the doorway to another dimension and spewed forth darkness and decay. Bobby Kupfer went impotently, pounding his fist into the carpet, which now crawled with unspeakable malformations of nature's underside. His fist rose in a last spasmic gesture of defiance as his physical body and the family he had created, the substance of his life and the world of his choice, all had lived and worked for, and the only dream he had ever known degenerated before his eyes into a churning, formless mass of unleashed chaos. Then there were only the sounds of two long, pale hands clapping. Connell Cochran clapped his manicured hands to his breast and said with quavering voice, "Lovely, lovely. Doesn't it simply surpasses one's wildest dreams?" Chalice could no longer look at the screen. His eyes blurred and a terrible agony clutched his heart. "Children," said Chalice, his words slurring. "All the children." And that's the end.
Wow.
When are you going to be at a local bookstore doing some readings? I want to come and heckle you.
Shut up, man.
Halloween 3 on cassette tape.
That was hard enough.
The black hand reached out and grabbed my crippling legs.
Black hand, like
Well, hold on.
subtext there, I think.
Yeah.
The spider was black. Get it? It was a black spider. So
It's
like
not that clear in the book. I feel like this guy hates black people.
Yeah. He's a horrible racist. That's all I got from it.
That spider scene would have been cool, though, for Mrs. Cuthbert in the movie.
Dude, it would have been awesome.
Yeah, it didn't happen, right?
Yeah, because she just faints.
The size of a hand? Think about that. That's a big-ass spider coming out.
That would have been like
Probably.
some Beyond and City of Living Dead type stuff.
Absolutely. I think the
I'm
best
glad
part-
they talked about the mask melting because it always looked like it was, but it was never really clear. So that's cool.
Absolutely. I think the best part was his head being open and light, looking like something, an entrance to another dimension. That's freaking awesome, man.
Like what?
Wow.
Like it's like the Doctor Who spiral.
Yeah, there's a TARDIS in there. And you can see a little TARDIS.
This head's way roomier than I thought.
It's much bigger on the inside of Buddy's head.
So Dave, would you say that with that his head exploded?
Oh.
Bada boosh.
Yeah, full head explosion.
Wow.
Oh. Yes. Okay, I think we should get on to this review. I think I bored enough people with my book reading and my dissertations. So,
I forget, what are we here to talk about?
we are talking about Halloween 3.
All right, tonight's feature review, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch from 1982, directed and written by Tommy Lee Wallace. Kids all over America want silver shamrock masks for Halloween. Dr. Daniel Chalice seeks to uncover a plot by silver shamrock owner Connell Cochran.
Connell
It's a very-
Cochran.
Connell Cochran. No mention of Ellie whatsoever.
What? How do you not mention Ellie?
Oh my God, Ellie.
Because she's just one of the many that Dan Chalice conquers in his lifetime. What is she to him? Nothing.
Such a fucking stud.
Yeah, man, I want to fuck him. He might be my first.
Yeah, he's great. I wish Ellie would have been my first, though. I'll tell you that much. Man, I love Ellie. She's my favorite Halloween girl, straight up. Favorite girl in the franchise.
Even more so than the... Fuck, I forgot her name. Who's the little girl in 4 and 5? Ruined my joke.
Danielle.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Ruined my joke.
Even more. It's a close one, but yeah. I'll go with Ellie. So do you guys know the beginning... The opening credits of this movie, it took the guy 3 to 4 weeks to do that shit at the time.
The computer images?
Yeah.
Watch it again,
Wow.
cutting edge, eh? It's so basic, but at the time, you could just tell that there's like, I'm watching it as we're talking here, and it's you just can't believe how basic it is.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're watching it now?
man, right? Yeah.
Wow.
And let's
Yeah, that's true.
let's get
If you
right
think about
into
where
it.
computers were.
Yeah, dude. Let's get into it. The beginning is amazing, correct?
Well, this movie looks like Halloween 1 and 2, and
Yep.
for good reason. Same cinematographer.
There he is.
Cinematographer.
Do you guys wish this would have been a success and the Halloween series never would have brought Michael back and they would have continued with different Halloween stories?
Well, yeah, since I
sure
only like 4, really. Like, I'd say I'm a fan of the series, but then when I really think about it, I like 1 through 4. And when I was younger, when I was 15, I liked part 5 because I snuck into the theater to see it. I only really like 1 through 4.
And I don't even like 4. So, I mean, for me personally, I would rather have seen, especially with the Carpenter family at the helm, you know, if they would have kept doing it and people that they were all involved, they keep putting them out. Maybe not necessarily every year, but Halloween stories every year. I mean, who doesn't like horror movies about Halloween?
Well, it's a built-in, like just like what Saw did. Why not? Like Saw continued the story, but it just seems like a great idea. Like that's why Trick or Treat, I think, could actually work if they released like a movie every year, whether it be a feature-length movie or whether it be an anthology set of films every year. You have a built-in audience. You got us horror fanatics who, as long as they keep trying something fresh and they have an interesting take on it, why not?
Yeah, it's a shame. It's just like Tommy Lee Wallace said. He tried to get Halloween taken out of the title, and of course he didn't, and they got funded because of it. But I said it before, and I'll say it again. They should have just called it Halloween Season of the Witch. Not even put the 3 there. Just Halloween Season of the Witch. I think that would have saved so much freaking headaches for these people. But it is what it is, and we got this movie.
It probably attributed to it making $14 million. Even though that's probably not a lot, it's still probably better than it would have done had it been just Season of the Witch.
Right. How many people went thinking it actually was going to have Michael Myers? And yeah, they were pissed, but hey, we already got your money, so fuck off.
Yeah, that's general public for sure, because this was on the cover of Fangoria at the time.
Yeah, I remember.
And they all knew because they would have run the cover stories, and you get the people calling and going, "Oh no, Michael, no!" It's just a piece of crap. I remember growing up and knowing that it didn't have Michael Myers in it, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'll still check it out because I just liked horror films," and watched it. And if you, like I told you guys when we were doing the Sleepaway Camp thing, I thought it was shit. When I was younger, I didn't like this movie. But it's grown on me. Over the years, it's grown on me. And I remember giving it a try again, and probably when I was like maybe 17, 18, and saying, wow, like a lot of people have, like, this is actually really cool all by itself. And that ending, I love that ending.
Yeah.
And it just sort of went from there. Now, it's crazy because I grew up with people saying, wow, this movie sucked. It sucks. This is the one without Michael Myers. Okay, I got over it. But I always heard people say it sucks, don't even bother. And only in the last few years have I really seen like horror fans come together and say, wow, this movie is great. And people praising it and hearing people giving it 10 out of 10s and rating it number 1 on their lists and whatever. I never experienced that until just recently.
I'm so happy. I'm so glad it did happen.
Yeah.
I'm the exact opposite. I saw this when it came out to home video. And I don't know if I knew Michael wasn't in it, but I quickly found out. But that didn't bother me at all because to me, I'm still in the mindset of you can kill, the villain of a film and he be dead. He seemed very dead at the end of part 2, and so my reasoning was, make something different because he's not in it. And I also absolutely loved the movie right from the get-go. Because a lot of things like the masks, the jingle, I feel like that appeals to kids in particular, that pulls you right in. And I love, still to this day, the robot henchmen. I don't know why. Something about having well-dressed henchmen and the fact that they're robots is so ridiculous, but I just have always loved it as like, as like an alien pursuer, so I've always loved this film, and I've never changed on it.
That's awesome. That's great to hear.
That is awesome. Yeah, I came around to it. I didn't initially.
I came around. I didn't like it either.
I didn't like it the first time, and then I don't know what. I think it was like right around the year 2000. It just I partying one day, and at my friend's apartment, we were getting high or something, and it just came on, and you know, it was on in the room, and it was October. And I said, whatever, I'll keep it on. And we were just sitting there partying, and I just watched it, and I was like, holy shit! I never realized how good this really is. And then that was it. Ever since then, it's just more and more and more I've gotten into it. And then we've been talking about it for 3 years since we did the Banana Laser show about it, and then talking about it then, and just just picking it apart and learning more about it. It's just. No, I really love it. So it's just 1, 2, and 3.
Part of the things that we could pick apart about this movie and make fun of and laugh at are just things that add to the charm of it and actually make it even better.
Yeah. Totally agree.
I agree. And I'll tell you what I did. Because I've covered this so many times, the notes I took this time, I came up with observations that I've never come up with before. So I didn't think I'd be able to, but I did.
You did? Okay.
What about that guy who's nodding the whole time?
There's one. Right? See? That was one I didn't know. And of course I knew that, I've never done this with Christian and Brandon, so I didn't know what they were going to bring, but I know Matt and I have talked about this on 2 different shows, and probably even more. We've been on the Skeleton Crew discussing it. So we've talked a lot about it. So this time going into it, I said, I'm going to pay attention, and sure enough, I came up with a lot of things, so I'm glad I did. Of course, I'm still interested in what everybody else has to say, but it's there's a lot going on.
I was impressed by Harry's running skills, man. He was running for what? It seemed like hours he was running from these henchmen.
Oh God, that beginning.
So good.
I love it. That's my favorite
too.
song. This is my favorite soundtrack for a horror movie, period.
Mm-hmm.
Matt actually turned me onto it the most. I remember him telling me that it's the best of them all. And you know what?
I agree with me from years ago.
You should, yes. Matt from the future, from the present, agrees with Matt from the past. And,
no, it is a great soundtrack. It is.
Oh, wow. And that track there, Chariots of Pumpkins, the freaking when the guy's running the beating. Oh, man, it's intense. It's intense. Okay, here's a funny observation. And I never thought of this before. Why? Why is that dude so out of it? Grimbridge.
Harry?
Yes. Now, I realize that he's running and he's knocking and he's trying to get help, and then he gets strangled for 30 seconds. How come by the time he gets to the gas station, he collapses and has to be rushed to the hospital? What happened to him to even cause that?
I think it's just a nervous breakdown. He obviously was in Santa Mira, so he was discovering Cochrane's plan.
Yeah, it's the shock of it all.
Yeah, the shock of it all. There's a plan to kill all the children.
Okay.
That's huge. Has such a huge scope.
And he never lets go of that mask. Even when they get him in the hospital, he's on the gurney. Even when he's sleeping, when they change him into a gown and put him to bed, he's still holding the mask.
Which is ridiculous, but I feel like he's trying to protect an anonymous child from wearing it. So he's like, I got this one. You can't have this one to take another life.
He's got a death grip on it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Very good. See, I was going to ask you guys, that's something else I thought. What the hell was he planning on doing with it? Was he going to give a demonstration? Here, somebody put this mask on and watch this video.
Well, I think the whole point was to say, hey, I think he knew what was going on with it, but he was so broken from his,
jog.
Yeah, from his jog. Well, when he gets killed, he's still grasping onto that damn mask. So I agree with that. Like, he just did not want to let it go.
Just like Titanic, never let go.
Oh, shit. Okay, how come when he goes to that guy, and we find out later that the hospital in that area is actually the factory? Don't you think they would have taken the guy to the factory instead? But instead he goes out of his way to freaking wherever the hell they are to go see Dr. Chalice at Haddonfield Memorial or whatever.
Well, he didn't go to see him. He ran to the gas station and then was taken to the hospital.
Yeah, but the guy that took him lives right outside Santa Mira. So he's aware that the facilities are Cochrane.
No, I don't think. I think
only the people of Santa Mira are aware of that.
So he's like right on the outskirts of Santa Mira, so he's not aware?
Yeah.
And who's to say that Cochrane was telling the truth? Do we see these facilities?
Yeah.
Right,
clearly
he's lying to them. Yeah.
I was fooled by all the white coats. Okay, all right.
Yeah, they just, hey, put on this fucking white coat. You look like you work at a facility, quote unquote. It'll be fine. We'll take this dead bitch away.
Yeah, there was no cutting edge treatment for Marge whatsoever.
More importantly, these well-dressed robotic henchmen. That why is he so conscientious enough to wipe the blood off his hands
Clean his gloves.
Yeah, clean
Because
his
he's
gloves.
gotta look pimp, son.
That's just part of the charm. This guy's a toy maker and a practical jokester, and they make reference to it with that he made them like so realistic that they do human things. He has them sneeze at one point.
Yeah.
One of them, towards the end, one of them
Dick
sneezes in
Warlock.
the elevator.
I wonder if they
Yes, that is.
A name that I would have loved to have myself. Dick
What name?
Warlock.
Oh, Dick Warlock. Yeah, he finally.
It's a cool name.
It is a
Cool name. Yeah, it demands respect.
Yeah.
Like, you respect fucking Dick Warlock. Until you see him as Michael Myers in part 2.
That's for sure. Freaking. Oh, yeah. He fits in with this movie. He's the same exact part. He plays a robot in this, and he plays a robot in part 2. Yeah. No question about it, man. Holy shit.
Now,
what a great kill for that guy, but what an odd effect to cut to, because the blood is all kind of washed out. I'm sure they had some problems with the ratings board, maybe, but it just they did get away with a lot more blood later on in the movie. So it just seems odd as I'm watching him get killed while we're talking about it here.
I'm watching that part right now.
You see the
and
bridge,
it's
you get pulled
real
up, and
thin.
it's great, but then it's really thin, odd makeup where he takes his hand away. Right now, it's really dried up and...
Yeah, it runs like water as opposed to
very
actual
bizarre.
blood.
It would have been way more effective had it been like a thicker blood running down his
Now,
face.
Dr. Chalice gets called back to the hospital, and then once he's called back, he's clearly the only doctor in the hospital. So who was running the hospital when he was leaving? Was it Agnes?
I don't know, yeah.
Right?
Drinking and doctoring.
What's with Halloween?
Yeah, exactly. She sounds just like she does in like Halloween 1, Nancy Loomis. Like,
so hot.
You want to talk about more? She was robotic in this too. I thought her acting was pretty stiff in this.
She is bad in this, but the fact that she's so hot in part 1, I'm fine with it.
You're okay with it.
I'll take the older version.
How about that? This is the only movie without Loomis in it, and yet there's still a Loomis in the movie.
Yeah.
How about that? Nancy Loomis.
Oh yeah, derp. Yeah.
There's a Loomis in every Halloween. Yeah,
That's one good thing that this movie does connect with the first two in so many ways. But also, you guys are talking about the intro, and that intro is like the perfect thing to connect the first two movies, because it's like the updated technological version, and that's the whole twist of this movie. Old and new, and that's perfect. Part 4 opens completely different. It doesn't feel like this first trilogy at all, and that's just another great thing that connects it to the first two.
Yeah, it has that feel.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's the use of the widescreen. I think it's Dean Cundy's. It's got Dean Cundy's thumbprint on it, and that's what ties these three together. The framing, the lighting, the link 1, 2, and 3, all
together.
The soundtrack. And the soundtracks and 2 and 3 even more so, I guess, just because of the closer proximity and the budgets to them. But they do look fantastic, and it's paced really well, this film.
Oh yeah, perfectly. Yeah.
So you don't you start with that chase scene with that fantastic soundtrack. It leads to the guy getting killed, setting himself on, dousing himself with gasoline and setting himself ablaze, which is so just randomly like, what the fuck moment. And I just love how this doctor becomes detective, and it just takes that route, and he ditches his kids, his wife, ex-wife.
Well, it's his ex-wife.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard it didn't take much convincing.
And she's so freaking annoying, and she doesn't listen to a word he says anyway, so he had to leave her. But yeah, it's like, I'm
Those kids didn't appreciate anything. Those shit masks that he bought.
He actually would have saved their lives if they had worn his masks.
Those freaking, you're right. Yeah, see, this is true. And those masks.
He still may or may have not saved their lives. We don't know.
That's true.
That's true. We'll have to give him that. But yeah, I mean, those masks, it's so weird because you never see that. Back in the day, remember, I don't know if some of our listeners are too young to remember. Remember when they used to sell those masks They would come with the mask, and they would come with like a sheet that would go over your body to match it.
Yeah.
Right? These freaking things didn't even come with that. It was just like,
that's how cheap Dan Chalice is. He's like, no, can I pay less if I just get the mask? My fucking kids, I don't fucking care.
And did anybody notice?
Yeah, he needs money for booze.
He's still hungover or drunk or something, and you could tell when he walks in and with the masks, and he's excited to see the kids at first. Then they come running out, and they're yelling, "Daddy, Daddy!" And you see the look on his face, and he's like aggravated for half a second. It's funny, like they're too loud for him. He like winces a little bit. I think it's showing that he's hungover or he's drunk, and like the noise got to him, and I found that funny.
Like his acting is fucking spot on in this. Like that scene when the henchman kills the dude from the beginning and walks out, and the nurse screams, and he wakes up from his nap.
Why does he get a nap?
Because he's working off that.
He put in 7 minutes. He needed a nap.
He was drinking.
Hey, man, booze puts you to sleep.
Exactly.
He just walked in. Like I wish I could do that.
I find the mood there. They encapsulated. They captured it perfectly there, where he wakes up from the nap. The camera pans out, and you're following him, and you feel like you woke up with them there. And you're sort of disoriented and whatnot, and you come in. I thought either his expression and the lighting and everything that they combined there, it really sells it. And I think he's great in this. Night of the Creeps has been my favorite role for Tom Atkins, but this is probably my second.
Yeah, Night of the Creeps, he's more of a caricature.
Yeah.
This one, he's like a real character. Yeah.
Right. And he's front and center here. He's the main character of the movie. Where Night of the Creeps, he is kind of a main character, but that also focuses on the kids just as much. I think that's what it is. He carries this movie, And fucking the guy does great. I mean, shit. Here's what I don't get. How come when he's on the phone, that famous scene with the guy doing the nodding and all that shit, how come, I've always wondered this and never brought it up. How come when he's on, now he works at a hospital, people die in a hospital all the time, it's a hospital. He's on the phone with his wife and he says, 2 men died here tonight. And then he says, no, it wasn't an accident. It's a fucking hospital. Don't people die in the hospital every night? He didn't do a very good job.
They don't get murdered. Yeah, it was a murder-suicide.
I think he was really shook up, yeah.
But he didn't tell his wife that. He just said 2 men died here tonight. That's all.
He's a good ex-husband. He leaves information out to protect her.
You can't get 2 words in edgewise with this woman on the phone.
Yeah, she doesn't listen. She doesn't shut up for 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she's not the best. Oh, she's an ex. That's why she's an ex.
Yeah, she's the ex-wife.
Thank goodness for that. And honestly, the whole thing with him going, I think if Ellie wasn't a piece of ass, I don't think he would have gone. I think he was shooken up by everything that went on. But I think once Ellie came into the picture, it's like 50-50, or maybe even more. Maybe it's 60-40. Where he's curious about solving the mystery, but he wasn't going
anywhere. He would have stayed at the bar and kept drinking and just watching TV at the bar.
That's part of the reasons he was.
She didn't walk in to say, "Thanks for coming to the funeral. I'm gonna go find out what happened to my father." Hey, let's go.
He's like, "Whoa, you're hot. I'm interested now."
I got a couple drinks in me.
And I like how after he sleeps with her, he asks how old she is, and she says old enough. And I think the perfect comeback would have been like, "Oh, that's too bad."
I think on Banana Laser we did the math, and it was like, what was it, 30 years difference? Was it that crazy? He's like 49 and she's 23 or something.
Yeah, that's probably right, because he's in his 80s now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're 34 years apart.
It was something awesome, that's all I know.
Awesome. I like some young. Dave Z, put that on a shirt.
Hey man, 50 and she was like 24 or something like that. Oh, whatever. Man, shit. How can you complain? Especially her. Man, oh man. But
she's
speaking
17.
Of her,
she told me she was 35.
Why, when they came to the hospital, you know how like when someone comes to identify the body, she comes in and it's clearly the next day, it's daytime, and the accident happens the night before. So the father's been dead a good 12 hours, right? So how come when Ellie comes in, the guy says to her, "Ma'am, I wouldn't, not yet," he tells her. What are you waiting for?
Well, maybe they never took him to the morgue. Maybe they take him to the morgue. They clean it up a little bit, assuming you never see his face. Assuming his face is mangled. Yeah.
She recognizes him pretty quickly, though. Yeah. I just love it. He's like, there's a full investigation going on. Like, I mean, he gets mad at her almost. Like, hey, don't be asking me any questions yet, ma'am. You've been driving all night. You're tired. Like, he gets so pissed off instantaneously with this guy. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. I want to know, would this movie work? This movie would work very well and probably work better if there wasn't any coroner scenes. The woman working, I don't know, maybe it's not coroner. His friend.
Teddy. Oh, the chick with the gears?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's Matt's girl, man.
That's my chick.
Yes.
Okay.
I have no idea, but I want to bang her.
Okay. There you go. Because she's like the gears and stuff?
Teddy. Yeah.
No. Yeah, because she's handy. That's why I like her.
Handy Teddy.
Wendy Westberg.
This movie starts on the 23rd, as we know. It goes right up to Halloween. She's really dragging her feet and figuring anything out here. And she talks about a 2-day mix-up with the envelopes. And I'm like, but honey, it's Friday at this point, and you're still playing around with some gears.
Took her a long time to find those fucking gears through all the ash.
But obviously,
I finally found these gears.
Obviously, she was onto something because they sent a fucking robotic henchman after her on Halloween to kill her.
Well, they were listening in the towns. They heard every call and everything Chalice had said. So once they found out that he was calling to Teddy, they had to get rid of her too.
Yeah.
What's his name? With the drunk guy.
Chalice.
Cheese Whiz guy?
Yeah, Cheese Whiz guy. Starker. He even said they're probably listening, and of course they were because they heard him talking about his Molotov cocktail plan.
Yeah. Seeing them cameras? He's watching you, I guarantee you that.
Watching you, buddy. Yeah.
Hey, Cochran! Fuck you!
Fuck yeah!
And for that, they pulled his head clean off.
Oh, so good.
So good.
Is Santa Maria like really a place you want to be homeless?
Yeah,
the one homeless guy there, like...
being filmed every minute of every day, but I sleep over here.
He's still bucking for that promotion. He's waiting for a job in the inside, man. He's waiting for the Oompa Loompas to get out of there. So
seems like a decent place to be homeless, actually. Quiet, safe, for the most part.
Except for all the robots.
Yeah.
Except for the robots.
The worst part of all that is that the guy's last meal was Cheese Whiz on bread.
Ugh. I gagged when I seen
that was some gourmet shit for him. Just living, man.
Yeah, well, at least he had a couple. He was into the sauce, so I guess.
Yeah, he did take a pull from that heavy bottle.
That bottle looks heavy. That's fantastic. Yeah. What a line.
Yeah.
That is good.
And who would drink after this guy, too? Would you ever... Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you just probably got mouth herpes, but it's
he
cool.
doesn't have any diseases.
And then he gives him $1, and then he has his own bottle.
That's how they do. They
82, man.
Yep.
Tenafly Viper or whatever.
Absolutely.
It's a street trash reference. Sorry.
Yeah, I know what it was, the Viper. Absolutely, man. For sure. I realized something this time. When they're looking in the beginning, before they get to Santa Mira, and Ellie is talking about the, her father's meetings and how he kept excellent records and that whole thing. She mentions that he had an appointment with Millie Blankenship.
Yes.
Mrs. Blankenship?
Yes. Thank you. Cult
Part 6.
Thorn, I tell you.
Yes.
Thorn, man.
Really?
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, man. I wonder if her first name was
Stonehenge?
mentioned in part 6.
I don't know, but
that was supposed to be the tie-in to part 3 and part 6, but...
There's tons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like maybe she really wasn't on this from the beginning. Because she never made it to the meeting with her, so, she's evil. So the meeting was set up with her, and they infiltrated it in between. I don't know, I'm just saying. I just noticed that it was Blankenship. I got a kick out of it. I'm like, oh.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cult of Thorn is behind everything. Makes sense.
Yeah, Cult of Thorn and the Power of Dog.
They put that, the Power of Dog. They put that worm thing inside of Jason, too.
That fucking worm. Christian, what do you think about Jason Goes to Hell? How do you rank it?
It's, I think I just ranked them today. on your
Oh, yeah.
post, Dave. I believe it was
We have them. You're right.
second or third from the bottom.
Okay.
Maybe second from the bottom. I think I
So
have
what's the bo-
Manhattan as worse.
Okay, 8 and 7.
What was that reaction? You kind of broke up there, Matt. Was that a reaction of
God.
Manhattan is the worst, or
It isn't the well. It's I just feel like Jason Goes to Hell is the worst, so I would always put that at the bottom.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, so what are your bottoms? 8 and 7?
mine are Jason Goes to Hell, New Blood, and Manhattan interchangeable.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
those are the
Fair
three.
enough. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys notice when they're checking in and you know, Chalice is going to snoop around in the what would you call that? The office, I guess. Snoop around in the office to see if you know, her father has been there. All right.
Yeah, I'll call it snooping around.
No, I was.
I'll call it an office.
An office. Yes, I forgot what an office was. Yeah.
Front desk. The front desk.
The front desk.
I would call it that. I mean, not many people do, but I would.
I'm freaking stroking out. Okay.
Paging Mr. Herman. You have a telephone call at the front desk.
Oh shit. Well, I found it funny that he tells Ellie. Well, hold on. What did he tell her? He tells her, keep him happy just for a minute. He tells her. In other words, keep the guy busy. Rafferty.
Yeah.
The guy that's showing him the thing. But I just find it's funny that he says, keep him happy just for a minute. I'm like, well,
Stroke
But
his
yet he
ego.
comes right back. Yet he comes right back and says, "Oh, I left $40 by the till or whatever." So he basically tells the guy, "I was just in your office. If we're gonna
Right.
call it that, if we could call it that."
if we could be
Have we
so
deci-
bold.
Have we decided on the office thing yet?
We could be so bold and call it an office. I just, you know, whatever. I found it funny that he told Ellie to keep him happy. I'm like, well, what can you do? Worst comes to worst. So is he asking her to give him a blowjob if it comes to that? I don't
No,
know.
she's a broad. That's what broads do.
Hey,
I'm
it's
fucking
Dice.
Dan Chalice.
Dice.
Hey, baby, go take care of my boy over here.
Use your
Laser
mouth.
his persona. How he talks. And
I do like how he immediately almost gets killed twice trying to walk back to the room, though.
What? Twice?
Yeah, he almost gets run over twice. Yeah. he's
Yeah,
right.
by the Cuthberts and then by Marge.
This place
Like
is a
us.
zoo.
Right. That's true.
And
how
Marge,
about-
that was his wife in real life at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she was pregnant. How about that?
Yes,
Crazy, huh? And he's banging the other girl right next door to it.
banging Ellie right next to his wife.
When she gets zapped, he's like, "What was that?"
And Marge, by far,
Oh.
is the kill of the movie.
Who cares?
Yeah,
Dude,
who cares?
Marge is a great kill, but they're all great kills about
No, Marge's kill is fucking fantastic. That's the best kill.
Dude,
That's
you know,
creepy as hell.
this is what freaks me out the most.
What the hell's a misfire?
What the fuck is that thing that crawls out of her mouth?
It's an
I've never
insect.
seen I've never seen a bug that looks like that anywhere in ever. It almost looks like a bee that can't fly, but it's also discolored. It's the most.
Buzz.
It's the.
It's a discolored, non-flying bee.
Dude, it's the most disgusting looking freaking insect known to man, I think. That's what freaks me out the most. Next time you watch it, look at that thing crawling out. And it's
And then
just,
it crawls into the top of her head.
Ooh.
Crawls into her. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Oh man, I thought the effects on that were fantastic though. Oh my god.
They were.
Yeah, her face afterwards looked really good.
Yeah, and they're shaking like that.
Yeah, her lip is split. She's still alive.
Oh, yep.
Oh.
And laser face. Yes.
Laser face.
That's
Kiwi
it.
laser.
Zhong.
That's
You know?
the
Kiwi
that's the
laser.
cover page on our YouTube channel, the Banana Laser YouTube channel.
Yep.
I think it was Death by Kiwi Laser though.
You're probably right. That's a much better podcast, anyways.
Kiwi. Yeah, it's pretty solid. But dude, all the kills in this movie I think are great, and that's what separates this. I hate to say this, but from a lot of the movies in the Halloween franchise, look at anything that came like 4 and up. Try to name the kills in those movies, and you really can't. In this movie, you can say that there's a lot of good kills. There's a head ripped off. There's a freaking the thing with her. There's the drill in the head. There's freaking little Buddy Jr. with the freaking mask. I mean, shit. There's good kills in this movie.
It's and probably Cochran, if you look at it as a whole, is a more evil villain than Michael Myers is. Depending on how you interpret the end of the movie, he's gonna kill a lot more people than Michael ever did.
Yeah, he's smart. He's methodical. I mean, I know that Michael takes out an entire power grid, but I think Cochran is more planned, well planned. And going back to that kill with the drill. The kill with the drill. Why do they have a drill like that in that office?
I've always wondered that too.
Are they drilling people?
It's the weirdest thing, and he knows where it is. Like
maybe they drill into like. Well, that's where they.
He does. He goes right to it.
Goes right to. There's the drill.
It was planted. That's why. Ellie planted it. Ellie planted it.
Well, he's a robot, so he can pick up the vibe of where other robotic equipment might be.
Yeah, he has Terminator vision.
Yeah.
Fuck you, asshole. Daddy Chalice.
It goes back to Ellie. Ellie's a robot. She was sent there. She planted the further proof that Ellie's a robot.
Ellie is not a robot.
She talks the whole movie. The second she's a robot, she doesn't
talk.
No talking.
Oops.
She does not become a robot until Chalice goes back to the office to make a phone call, and the sign goes out, and the henchmen go and get her. Then you disappear, and it's creepy because you don't know what happened to the real Ellie. You assume she got killed, but she is not. There's no way. Like, I won't even argue that.
It's more fun. It's more fun thinking that she was a robot the whole time. That's all.
However,
it'd be a cool theory if there were even some remote signs that she was robotic at all, but there weren't.
You guys have gone
She seems to act exactly the same, except for she talks in the first half. Where do you want to sleep, Mr. Chalice?
That's a dumb question.
Oh, that part's great. Oh,
it's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
Now, why are they still mass-producing Halloween masks on Halloween?
They won't even.
Well, they won't take any more orders.
What the fuck?
They won't even take orders. Right? They won't take orders for next year yet. They're gonna make masks.
That's still fully functional.
That's a big mistake. Is that they're still producing the masks, assuming for next year's orders, but they're not taking any orders because they know this is the last one.
Oh, I know why. Because next year, remember they said that they sacrifice small children and animals, that the blood ran red from the hills and all that shit when he gives a speech. So next year, instead of killing children, they're going to kill the small animals.
What's they're mass-producing masks for like
so
dogs
hard
and
to
cats?
get the masks on the animals.
Yeah. They just keep knocking them off. God damn it.
Because they could have just killed animals and accomplished the same thing, right?
Just leave animals out of the tape. Like, I don't.
Leave them out of it.
Like, it just didn't need to be said because it seems stupid. Like how are the animals being killed?
That's the problem here. They should have killed animals instead of kids. Right. I don't know. I guess you just can't get someone said. I think Matt said.
If Gordon was sitting next to little Buddy wearing a skull mask and his fucking head melted, and then he jumps out the window and he's just with no head, tail wagging and all.
Oh.
Yep, that would be the easiest way to take out all the pets in America or the world. Just have them put masks on and watch television. Great plan, Cochran.
Here's a serious question. Do you guys think that Cochran is a robot, or do you think he's just is he just the witch?
A robot. That would be great. The sequel has Chalice going after the real villain.
Because I feel like Cochran is human, but he's got magical powers. He's a witch, and I always.
No, he's a warlock. I think.
Yeah, and I get the feeling
but not
that
Dick Warlock.
Not Dick Warlock, a regular.
The other kind.
He's Dick Warlock.
And it plays out like exactly the way he wants to. I think his end game was to
get zapped by Stonehenge and turn into a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and then fade off into the netherworld.
But that's the thing. Where does he go? Is he teleporting somewhere, or is he just evaporating to nothingness?
He has a shit-eating grin on his face when he gets zapped.
Yeah, like I got you.
It's true. Yeah, maybe he went to the other world or something, whatever a witch would do.
Yeah, the thing that was supposed to be in Buddy Jr.'s head, the other world that was in his head, the fucking dimension, that's where he went.
Yeah.
Yeah, look out for the black hands.
And if
Fanucci, the black hand.
and when he throws his master plan, when Chalice throws his master plan into action at the end to zap all the robots there, and he turns on the machines and then throws all the Silver Shamrock trademark icons or whatever down, and that zaps all the robots. Even the robots coming up to attack them, it knocks them all down. Why doesn't that destroy his robot girlfriend at that point?
Wow, great question. Yeah.
Well, I think they're getting beamed directly.
Yeah.
No, they're getting beamed directly. It's not shutting down robots that aren't getting touched. They're all getting zapped.
No, I think there are some that are climbing up the stairs.
No, the ones on the steps, yeah, but you're assuming they got zapped. We're just not seeing it.
Okay.
That's how I'm taking it, because she's up in the rafters with him.
Right, she's up there down, right?
But if you're taking it the way you're saying it, where it's just shutting them down, then it's another mistake.
That's a good point, though. Wow, I never thought about that. That would have been cool, but then that would have ruined the mystery of. Well, that's another thing.
Well, that was it. I mean, you're setting it up there, but I haven't watched the movie now so many times in a row.
And if she's a robot, why would she let it go that far? She's sneaking around with him, and he's getting the freaking things. Wouldn't she right then and there? Couldn't she have turned and freaking choked him out and freaking killed him before he did that? See?
Well, I have a feeling that she was. Well, obviously she was designed by Cochran, and it's referenced throughout the movie how he's a practical joker, and I feel like she was designed specifically to take action at a certain point, because she doesn't act, because she should technically, if she's just another evil robot, just grab him right there and kill him, but she follows him, and I want to know how they got Stonehenge there.
Oh, we had a time.
Yeah,
I love that. I love how they just explain it.
I love that he says, "You wouldn't believe what we had to do to get it here." I
Goes
want
back
to know
to the
what
witch theory.
what did you do?
Yeah. I don't know.
A witch could get it there.
Do you think they actually have a story of how they got it there? If you were to ask, no.
Maybe it's in the novel. Maybe it's in that novel.
You got an excerpt that you can read?
No, I wish I did. We'll do it next show. I'll bring it back.
Maybe it's like the beginning of The Exorcist. Maybe it's like they had a half an hour lead in to this movie, showing them in Stonehenge, bringing it over.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, they could have Father Mirror running around digging shit up.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That would be cool. I'll tell you though, Ellie is a ride or die chick. That's all I got to say. She's smart. She knows what to do. She tells him to keep his mouth shut when he should keep his mouth shut when the people are there. She does stuff that whatever's required of her, she does. She's
yeah, but
bad
she
at
blew their cover by recognizing her father's car and running towards it.
Yeah. Well, she did make a mistake. You're right. Yeah, she did. But that's just, you can't help that. That was just instinct. You see the car, there was no time.
Yeah, and there's no way she was a robot because she took a shower. She would have been electrocuted.
Yeah, but there was a malfunction. When she got out, instead of just using the towel like normal people, it wasn't enough for her. She decided to use freaking bedspread.
Which no one in the right mind would do, so maybe she wasn't wrong.
Yeah, we sleep there.
That was the most disgusting part of the whole movie, was when she wrapped that bedspread around herself. I'm like, are you kidding? You know how many bed bugs are on that?
And then that's it.
Yeah.
And he's like, she's waiting for Tom, or Dr. Chow, and he comes back, and I'd be like, what the fuck are you wrapped up in that for? You're taking another shower now.
You know how filthy these things are?
Why, when is a towel not enough to dry you off? I don't know. I don't know why they did that, but they did.
She's just so wet so often.
It's such a slippery.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, do you guys know when they went into the factory that is actually the Don Post factory when they were making the masks? They just went in the factory and filmed those scenes.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, and they added a third mask. Tommy Lee Wallace decided they only had a witch and a skeleton, and Tommy Lee Wallace wanted to give a third mask. So they have 3 masks because Halloween 3 and something more Halloween. So they decided, and they made It was his idea to make the jack-o'-lantern. And Tommy Lee Wallace is the guy in the commercial, but I think a lot of people know that.
Well, things I didn't know
It's
were like the
almost
Jamie
time.
Lee Curtis
Yeah.
did some
Yeah,
of
the
the voiceover stuff, and
Yeah,
with the
the
operator
voiceover.
voice, and also the other voice for Santa Maria. I don't know if it was.
Santa Mira's, the
Yeah.
curfew. The
Yeah,
curfew
sorry.
voice.
Yep.
Mhm.
Curfew. Yep. And here's one that nobody knows. Well, not nobody, but that I've never heard anyone just bring up before.
Nobody
Guy.
knows.
The guy.
There we go. If you can call it a desk.
The guy, and I'm gonna go out and say he's a guy.
I mean, if I can say that with the, this day and age.
Come on,
No, man.
Office.
When Dan Chalice is watching the football game in the bar, the guy that's doing the commentary for the football game is the gas station attendant guy. It's his voice.
Yes, I read that.
Isn't that crazy?
I read that. The gas station guy's like, I don't want no trouble. Can I get out of here?
When he saw there was some trouble, he was
Let
woo!
me get out of here. Let me get out of here.
He's calling sports. Yeah.
I gotta go do some voiceover shit.
Yeah, I gotta go call a baseball game.
Yep. And I noticed something on my own this time for the very first time. You know when they're doing that thing when they're going on the tour, and Buddy Senior is telling Dan Chalice about the all the stuff that Cochran's famous for and the jokes, and they see that part and the music is playing, and they see those things that are playing instruments and shit.
Oh, the Native American Indians playing the drums?
That I always see. They stick out. But today I didn't look at the Indians. I looked at the things next to them. And you know what they were? They were bugs. And they were called the Love Bug Band.
Huh.
I never noticed it till today. And then I started, well, that's the catch. He's into bugs. The bugs come out of Buddy's head and the girl's mouth. Maybe there's a connection.
That's the name of that bug you hate, Dave. The love bug.
Oh.
You gotta get bit by that thing, man. It's not dangerous. It's friendly. It's the love bug.
It is the love bug. Now I feel so much better about it.
See?
The
And
original
they
script, I
played
guess,
cartoons.
Indians came out of the people.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to fly,
And-
so.
And use the tops of the heads to bang its drums.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, they could have come out with tomahawks right out of freaking little Buddy's head.
Completely different.
Oh shit! I noticed for the first time ever again today that the guy right after Dick Warlock gets killed, the main, does he not reappear in the elevator a few scenes later? Did anyone notice this? Or maybe he has a look-alike, but it looks like right after that happens. they're in the
Yeah, I think it's
elevator.
just
They
a
all look,
different. Yeah, who just kind of look the same.
Well, no, because the one guy looks exactly like Anakin Skywalker, and I noticed that today.
Which one? Like
young version?
Return to the Jedi, Anakin Skywalker, or Special Edition?
Episode 2 and 3,
Okay.
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden
That's who it looks
Christensen.
Yes, he's on the left-hand side, right after Dick Warlock gets killed, and Cochran's explaining to Chalice what's going on, and that piece was valuable and this and that, the old lady, that scene.
Oh, that was
He's sitting there
creepy.
talking. Yeah, it's great. That scene is creepy with
That's
the old
cool.
lady and
That-
the music playing.
That German
Oh,
piece.
Dude, it is creepy.
How did I not
But-
notice this as the movie was playing in the background? I saw that they actually bugged the coroner's office. They actually panned right down to it.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's a scene like she gets off the phone and the camera pans down and you can see it like a bug like on the
Oh,
back
yeah.
of her desk.
I
I'm
noticed
like,
that, yeah.
I just probably forgot or whatever because it's too obvious not to have remembered it or seen it.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Otherwise, how would they know? Oh, no, wait. They should have known just from the phone calls.
Well,
From her to jail.
that's it. So
right?
they bugged it, and I guess that was. Yeah, I
And
guess
then
that's
once
what they're gonna
once she was getting close, once she figured out that it was robot parts.
Clock parts. Oh my god. Somebody burned up a giant clock.
Let's drill her skull in.
do. Like, what?
Yeah.
She wouldn't be able to piece anything together. She'd be like, "What are these idiots doing? They keep forgetting to send me the body parts."
Yeah. This is not a human.
Yeah,
Idiots.
there must have been a robot in there.
Robot. A robot.
A robot, not a robot. And I noticed something. Well, I noticed this before, but I never mentioned it. It's kind of funny when they go in the room to see the demonstration with the Cuthbert family. Why does the mother hold those shades out and then like make a face like she's surprised that she's not seeing outside or something?
I know.
I'm in the
think she
middle
expected
of a factory.
No, but maybe she expected to see like a window or something. Then
Yeah,
you know,
it could have been a literal window. I mean,
the
there's a
middle-
curtain there.
could have just been like
There's
a window.
nothing to suggest it's in the middle.
I guess so.
I love
Yeah.
the
Just
whole
another
thing
room.
set up. Is great. Why is Tom Atkins like his go-to when he's all distraught to clench his fists?
Yeah, what is that?
He clenches his fist like
He
in
does.
2 scenes in the movie
Yes.
when there's just nothing else to do. It's like his go-to. Like I'm at wit's end.
Nothing else to do. Ah, damn it, I'm so mad. How about when he goes, I think it's time for the Marines, he tells her. And then he blows it off. The Marines! Imagine that. We gotta get the Marines here at this factory. My God, what are they doing?
Not the army.
No, the Marines specifically, you know?
Yeah, he
Hoorah.
just went to the highest one. It's like, we need to get the Avengers in here. What is
It's
it?
almost time, kids.
Yeah, you know, Iron Man.
It's ticking. Be in front of your TV sets
Oh,
for the
shit.
Horathon.
Yeah, here's something else.
Giveaway at 9.
When they go to roll the commercial, when the Cuthbert family's in that thing, and he says, okay, roll the commercial, the buttons that the guy presses are 666.
Yep.
Yeah. You saw that?
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
read
I
it.
read it.
I did not when I was
never saw
watching it
that.
again. Yeah.
I read it. I didn't know that. No, but I read it.
Oh, huh. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I know. And then when I watched it, I forgot to look for it. But now I'm going to.
I love those computers from the 80s where it's just blinking red and green lights. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing. There's no data. It's just lights.
Literally doing nothing. What do all
Yeah.
these lights mean?
And Chalice crawls over and is able, and just pushes a million of them and
It
sets off
works.
the commercial.
Hope this works. I'm Dan fucking Chalice.
Really old school science fiction movie though. They
I
always
love
have
it,
those.
though.
That's
Yeah,
that-
It did. That's when I wanted to work in computers. I'm like, I want to sit in front and push all these lights. Now I know. I'm lucky I could sign up to Skype, but back then I would have been good. I could push the red button or the green button.
Well, you could be like that guy and crush the skull. All of a sudden, he gets in that place and he freaking knows how every button to push to open up every door and do every little thing at once. So-
You know, today people are very technical and good with computers and systems. So, and he's a thief. So,
Yeah, and he's an idiot that couldn't do anything right the rest of the movie. but in those 5 minutes, he was freaking Dr. Teeth on that freaking thing. But anyway, it's something I noticed about Cochran when it was Halloween morning and they're walking Chalice outside and he stops and inhales and he takes it all in. He like, have you noticed that part? He's
Yeah.
like, this is the day. I fucking love it, dude. He's like so ready.
needed a little bit more Cochran, because like even his explanation, it's just like,
Oh, that's-
okay, okay, I get, like I'm on board with it. It's fine. I don't need it, but if it had it, would have been like, okay, what's like why? Like just because it's been 3,000 years and it's time for
Yes,
ritual cleansing.
it's time. Yeah, that's what they do. They did ritual cleansing. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, but there is a kind of a flaw with the plan because it's only going to kill people on the West Coast. And I read that today, and it didn't dawn on me until I was like, okay,
Yeah, no
the
shit.
giveaway is at 9 o'clock.
Right.
That's 9 o'clock Pacific, you know.
Well, I think that's why they try to show the different areas like Phoenix, and then they try to show Ohio. Like they do that. Yeah, they keep saying that time frame because that's the area that we're focusing on. But I think they're taking in consideration time zones.
Yeah. Well, wait. Why can't it be?
Well,
9 o'clock?
that's how I
But-
believed it because there's so many
Why
other
not?
batshit crazy things going on that why not?
Well,
I love that
they-
they have
but he-
fans reminding people to get back to their house.
Yeah, driving around with
Oh, that's-
radio promos.
it's
Go
Yeah, well,
home,
that's-
turn on the TV.
If,
So
if,
cool.
if the commercials are going off at 9 o'clock on the West Coast, it's already midnight on the East Coast. Does that mean the children are already dead because they watched it at 9 o'clock their time? Or are they seeing it at midnight? Like, it's
How
a big
about-
issue.
No, it's not an issue. I'll tell you why. It could be the
Because
other
it
way
would be
around.
9 East. It would have been 9 Eastern 6. It would have been better if they killed everyone at 6 p.m.
Maybe they did. Maybe 9 o'clock Eastern was 6 o'clock on the West
No,
Coast.
because it was 9 o'clock in Santa Mira on the clock.
Oh, they are California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. I take
It's
it.
not a big deal. It doesn't.
No, of course not.
Whatever. It's like, but it's just, and obviously, you know, he does get it off of two channels. you know, because they're referencing that they watched 3 channels in the whole movie, like channel 1, 3, and 7.
Yeah, right.
And so if he gets the commercial pull from 2 of them, maybe the other one's like a channel that nobody watches.
Yeah, it's Fox in the early
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. Yep.
You got CBS and NBC to pull the commercial. All right, we're not gonna put it on Fox.
Why do they keep their father's car? Other than for her to see it half covered up in that thing, there'd be no reason for them to keep it.
Well,
Spare
to
parts
hide
from
it.
a robots?
Yeah,
Roberts.
and covered up
Roberts.
except for
Robert
the
E.
license plate and the back of it.
Yeah, the identifying markers.
Yeah,
Well, they had to hide it, obviously.
Trade
because
secrets.
they hit it
Trade
so
secret.
well.
They had to hide it from public, but right.
This guy's a brilliant engineer who's building robots, but he couldn't come up with a better hiding spot for the car.
Yeah, just put it anywhere. Nobody's gonna find it. I'm fucking Cochran. I'm unbeatable.
That's right. I'm fucking cocking. You know what else is funny? The fact that they're not just making the masks on that night, but they're also still chipping away at Stonehenge on Halloween Eve.
Yeah. Well, you gotta have those
And
chips.
they didn't get very far into Stonehenge. It wasn't missing that much.
No, imagine the possibilities. They could have done that for 100 Halloweens. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every year.
I really do want to know where it gets zapped to.
I do too.
Another dimension.
Another dimension. Another
That's
dimension.
Don Coscarelli, I guess.
Right. There you go. There you go. And one more thing I think is funny. When Chalice's ex-wife thinks that he's jealous of the mask that
Oh,
she
the mask.
So he's going through all of this. Then he mentions to her, Eddie Cuthbert and his family got killed. Like she's gonna know who that is.
No, but that's actually answers your question from earlier about Harry and his mental break at the beginning of the movie. This is sort of Dan's mental break moment after witnessing what he just saw. So
really?
he's blabbering the truth, but to Linda it just seems like he's like, I'm jealous that you got the good masks, so you gotta get rid of them.
And he sounds
He
drunk.
hasn't-
It's like,
Put that
I'm
shitty
not
sheet.
drunk.
Put that shitty sheet mask on our daughter.
You know, the ones they hate. Just put it on there.
Yeah.
That's his objective. He hasn't been around in a week. He's been missing in action. I'm gonna call on Halloween night to tell my wife to not put these on because I'm jealous of the masks. He's that obsessed with it. He went on a drinking binge for a fucking week, left his job, quit fucking.
It's probably not the first time he's done that. Waited a week, called her drunk, and said, do this thing I wanted to do.
That's
Probably not the first time.
You're right. Yeah, well, as long as he was getting some of that Ellie, it was all good. Shit.
Now, was he really sucking on her titty? Was he going all sweet? Was he going all sweet pea on her?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sweet pea.
Hey, Dave.
Come here, sweet pea. Daddy wants you, sweet pea. Oh shit. Oh, that's good. I don't know. I'm all out of shit to say. I think. I don't know. I'm
Such
all
a
out.
fun movie, though. Even though we just like picked it apart so much, it's so fun.
Well, that's what we do. I mean.
Yeah, you gotta do it because people. That's probably what people will complain about and say, "Well, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't like. Who cares?" In this case, who cares?
Who does care? We love the movie. I love the movie. I
Exactly.
love the fact that
Certain movies I watch, if something doesn't make sense, I care. This movie, I don't care.
I don't care. I agree. I'm with you. I love the fact that the heroine doesn't get away. I love the fact that it ends the way it ends.
Oh yeah, I love the ambiguous ending. I love the ambiguous.
Yeah, I know earlier I said it would have been cool to hear the kid screaming, just because it's never been done. But ultimately, this is an amazing ending.
Yeah, well, somebody asked Tom Atkins about what his interpretation was of the ending, and he at the convention, he actually said he'd like to think that the final commercial got pulled at the last second and he saved all the kids. He said he'd like to think. He realistically knew that chances are a lot of kids died.
Yeah.
Much to our enjoyment.
Including his own.
Yeah.
Which is the scary thing, because his children are gonna die, and his new girlfriend is just completely vanished.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I would have kept her robotic body though.
Just the head.
The head is gone.
pull the
She's
head
not
up.
gonna talk.
Yeah, just the head.
Just the head. Yeah, the
Pull
mouth
it up.
works.
Yeah, just the mouth holes.
Yep,
They
the
could have
mouth
kept her
hole
hand too, but he threw that away.
Yeah, Jesus. I don't know. Her hand might rip something off.
Yeah.
works. Oh, this is true.
Robot.
She
train.
doesn't talk though. That's one good thing, you know.
Yeah, I actually was paying attention to that because I could have sworn that she had talked. But she didn't.
She
Yeah,
does.
Talking
maybe
about
it's
from a
like,
dating standpoint, she doesn't talk. That's one good thing.
Here's the theory, though. Maybe it's like a newborn baby thing. Like we talked about, how come she doesn't go evil until later, and she doesn't talk, and we know some of the other robots talk. So it's like maybe she's slowly developing her evil robotness or something over time.
She has to
Yeah.
grow
You know?
into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I could buy that. I still like to think she was a robot the whole time, but
No.
oh,
Let's not
It
be
is-
silly. She took a shower. Come on.
I love thinking about that, but there's no way.
I know. It's just a fun thing to throw in a little subplot. I don't know. Okay. Oh well.
What would be the point then to go bring Chalice there? It would make no sense if she was a robot the whole time. Then
She could have just killed him right off the bat. You're saying, right? I thought she was.
There's
Like,
no reason. He's interested in. He would have dropped it right then and there.
She could have gone there, identified her father's body, and then gone back to the factory.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's no story, and there's no need
That's
to
my
bring him
father.
to kill him.
Yeah,
He's
weird.
freaked out by it, but he's not. He wasn't about to like go into any more details and look any deeper into it. Well, was he already on the coroner? Coroner was already working on it, I guess. But
yeah.
who gives a fuck? At the end of the
And
day,
then
it's a movie.
That's true.
That sums it up.
It is a movie, but it's a damn good movie. So, for sure. Well, are we ready to rate? I think we can.
Sure.
I think it's safe to say we can rate. Yeah. So, who wants to go?
Come on, B.O.
You'll make me rate. Okay. I'm trying to think what I want to give this film. I really don't have a number in mind, cause like
It's your
technically-
favorite part 3.
No, it is. It really is, and for that reason, I'm higher than the film probably should be. But I love it that much, so I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I enjoy it that much. It's that enjoyable. It's got a lot of rewatchability. It's a perfect film to obviously watch this time of year.
Well, I'll tell you what. My grade the entire time has been the same. Before I watched it, I knew what it was going to be, and nothing's changed. It's a 9 out of 10 for me as well.
Nice.
No doubt.
Matt, you get to go last since you're our guest of honor.
Sweet.
I just did this because we're doing all the Halloween movies for Postmortem Radio.
Oh, right.
So I just rated this. However, I've now watched it again, and so it's actually slightly higher. So I'm rating this a 7.5 out of 10.
Nice.
Wow, higher 7.
No, honestly, Christian's right, because my original rating after watching it a month ago was a 7. I'm like, it's a really good 7, but it's like the enjoyment factor of it bumps it up to a 9. It's not a 9 out of 10 in terms of filmmaking or anything, in terms of story, but it's just so entertaining.
Well, nothing. I mean, Toxic Avenger was a 10 out of 10 for Chris.
Yeah. But
No, it's not.
No, I get
It
that.
isn't a 10 out of 10
It was.
technically.
Yeah,
You know,
and
but-
that's kind of how I feel. Halloween 3 is sort of like my Toxic Avenger.
Halloween 3 is awesome. I believe it. It easily deserves a 9. The more I see it, the more I love it. So it's all good.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt it either.
Oh man, if Matt gives it a 10, it goes into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, really? Oh, well, then it's a 10. Boom. There you go. No, I honestly would give it a 9 out of 10. If I'm being perfectly honest, I've always loved this movie and still love it today. I'm glad it's coming around. Finally.
Yeah. I'm glad too that it's hot now, and years ago.
Wait, if we convert Christian's rating to our measurement system here in the States, does that make it an 11 or something? Good enough for the Hall of Fame? What's the
I think it's
conversion
actually
rate?
lower in American.
Yeah, these
Right.
days, right. It's at the
It's a
conversion.
3.
That's a 3. It's American.
Oh,
Don't do that.
so, pretty good. 3 9s, a 7.5. So wow, I can't wait to listen to your post-mortem one. Lower than a 7.5. Interesting.
It was probably 7, right?
No, it was a 7. Yeah, I said it went a notch up. I don't think I left that much suspense there.
Yeah,
only
could it
a
be?
half point.
It went up. It was a 40.
What did he rate it?
It's a 2.
It's the worst movie I've ever seen.
However, we go out of 5 on that show, so. It
Oh,
was
that's true, it's
It was a
changed,
3.5, so.
Yeah,
But,
toe tags. They're toe tagging it now.
no, but I really, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun movie, and hey, I keep enjoying it more and more each time I watch it. So maybe next year it'll be an 8 or higher. Who knows?
Where did you have it on your top 10 again for part 3s?
Number 6.
Yeah, he did
6?
have it at 6. I remember
Okay.
being a little surprised. Yeah.
Okay.
6.
No, all right, cool.
Yes. Well, all right then. I guess that's the end of the show. It's been a great time. Matt, thank you so much.
Oh yeah,
You
thanks for having me.
the job, Matt.
Sweet. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks for having me on. It's been great. I always love talking about Halloween 3 and talking with you guys. It's great. You guys are, really great at podcasting. You guys are still new, but the chemistry overall between you guys is phenomenal, and you guys happen to be very hilarious. So you guys are great. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for coming on the
Thanks,
show.
Matt. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very
My
much.
pleasure.
I know you'll come back again. So.
Well, apparently, we got to do some trivia, I guess. I wasn't aware of this.
That's right. I don't care if we're covering freaking.
That was the only thing Christian prepared for this show because he had nothing else prepared for. But he was ready for the trivia.
I answered the one question that I was emailed earlier.
Like, fuck that question.
Yeah, fuck, I'd still say fuck it.
Hey, fuck the guy who asked it. I'm still going with Mr. Watson. I still think it's Mr. Watson.
Whoever did it, come forward, please. Come forward. Let us know. Send us an email or another voicemail or say something on the group page. And pimp the group page. If you guys aren't on it, get on it. Facebook.
Yeah. The group page is growing rapidly. A lot of people get involved, and that's great. So.
Yeah, lots of polls, lots of different things going on.
Yeah.
There.
I'm glad to see the activity really picking up.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So get on Facebook, get on the damn group page, Exploding Heads. Just type it in there. Exploding Heads Horror Podcast. You get in that shit. And you're on. Rate us on iTunes. The Twitter is at EH Horror Podcast. The horror amino is Exploding Heads Horror Podcast. And there we are. We're all over the place. So there you go. Exploding is right, man. So we don't know what we're doing for show 24. We have no clue. Show 25 is going to be the anniversary show. It's going to be a big one. We'll probably do a trilogy of some sort. We may vote on that in the group page. I don't know. But, yeah, it is what it is. Let's get the hell out of here.
This is how we do it.
Yeah.
And by the seat of your pants.
You have no idea. Maybe picnic at Hanging Rock?
Get the fuck out of here. We just did an old... When do we ever... We just did 2 shows in a row where we did just one movie, and it wasn't a movie.
No, I think for 24 we definitely need to get back to a new and old, just to rekindle the old format.
Yeah.
The old format.
We're 23 episodes in.
Yeah, the old format from back in the day.
We just keep changing shit up.
It's been a quick year though. It really has.
Very.
It doesn't feel like we've been doing this for a year. Like, because when you think Final Girls and Alone in the Dark was the first episode, and I remember that one.
Yeah, first week of December. Yep.
Yeah.
So, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get the hell out of here. Matt, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody.
Cheers.
Thank you for listening. And we will see you soon. So, anybody have any parting words?
Good night, everybody.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it!